action people, the people who are doers. So we are a community, and this is how Joel got roped into, ended up front and center hosting. But this community, from the very first meetup that we ever had, one thing that they said was action, not a bag of mouth, that they always wanted us to have a clear vision, but not just talk, to take slow, steady, consistent steps towards the goal. And, I would highly recommend that as a way forward for all of us. And this Creative Hack JA is one of the ways that we can get into action. As Joel said, take it off from your Twitter and actually come together, make a team, and take your ideas forward. So as I mentioned yesterday, Kingston Creative has a number of programs, over 20 different programs that we run, and they're in 2 different areas. One is the art district. So a lot of you are familiar with the murals in Water Lane, the art walks and the tours. So that's the infrastructure of the city, making an art district. And on the other side of our work, we really invest in creative entrepreneurs, in developing entrepreneurs. And we do this through an accelerator, an incubator, the Kingston Culture Forum, business and IP registration, where we give you $25,000 to register any logo, IP, business that you have. We have our meetup, and I know you're going to hear a little bit more about that later. Every last Friday, there's a creative meetup where you can get to come, meet, network, learn. And then there's our training programs, our travel grants coming up at the end of this year, COVID willing. Listen, cross your fingers for us, that we'll be able to send creatives off to new markets, to explore and to sell their goods and become global creatives. And our culture app. So stay tuned for this culture app coming for downtown to help us to expose and show off all the beauty we have in downtown. But so this program, Creative Hack JA, falls squarely within the entrepreneur development programs, right? And the hack really exemplifies one of the things we believe in, that Jamaica's creativity is globally powerful. They say, have global superpowers, America and Russia. We are a cultural superpower. And our theory is that, wow, if you were able to take our creativity and power it with technology, imagine where the whole industry would be. So this is why we are running what we call the Create Tech program. And this is why this creative hack brings together techie people and creative people and lets them intentionally come together in teams. They may not have known each other before, but they will meet here and they'll form these solutions that you guys are going to see a little bit later, right? So technology we're looking for is apps, but AI, AR, VR, blockchain, lots of good things coming from this Create Tech program. So the Creative Hack JA, yes, it combines the creatives and the techies, but it also does more than that. Last year, we had the opportunity to do some work with the United Nations. We participated in some sessions with them, some planning sessions, as well as we participated in their 70th anniversary, I believe it was. And we got to really understand how the work that we do drives the Sustainable Development Goals. Now, these are some global goals that make Jamaica the place we all want it to be, right? This is about having livable cities, about having no poverty, no hunger, quality education, industry innovation, infrastructure, and also sustainable cities and communities. I mean, please look up these goals. All the solutions that you're gonna see later today map to these goals. So they really have impact in making Jamaica a better place. So by focusing our solutions that are coming out of the hack on the SDGs, we hope to have a long-lasting impact on the future of Jamaica. And we'll be back next year with another hack. So, look out for that as well. If you feel like, oh boy, I wish I knew, next year we'll be right here and we hope you'll be here too. So that brings us to the judging and, the prizes. We're very excited today about the over $1 million that's going to be given out to the winning teams, the 3 winning teams. I want to say that Kingston Creative has a lot of different programs where we, give seed capital. There's a pitch competition. We have programs where we give grants. There's Catapult that just closed at midnight last night with over 400 applicants from 20 odd countries in the Caribbean. But this program is not an individual prize. The monies that will be given out today are for the implementation of these solutions. And we'll be checking back in with these teams and these groups in 3 months, in 6 months, and they will come back to us next year at the Creative Hack JA, because it takes time to implement a solution. It takes time to have impact and to see that and feel that impact So we are definitely going to be checking back in with them. So it's not a personal gift, and we don't want anybody fly off to Cancun on a little prize money. We want to make sure that we have these solutions implemented, and we're going to be pairing the winning teams with development organizations in Jamaica that can help you. So if, for example, your solution is in crime, we'll be pairing you with Crime Stop JA. If your solution is in education, we'll be pairing you with an educational NGO to make sure that you have the best chance of success, right? So it was a super fun day one, Joel. I really enjoyed it. And looking over the things that came out, I was really excited. Today, I hope for a lot of impact for today and for the future. So ready for the excitement, bring it on.
Yes, thank you so much, Andrea. And as usual, thank you so much as well for steering the ship. And I know you have a very vibrant team down there at Kingston Creative who have been churning out so much what we're talking about. Karen is just...
Oh, sorry, can I name check everybody? So listen. Karen Hutchinson is our project manager, and she's been doing absolutely awesome. We've got Khadija Chang, we've got Rosemary Henry, making sure all the beans are being counted and everything is in order. We've got Catherine Johnson, Imani McNair, Gian, who's been making sure everybody hears about the hack. He's, heading our marketing team, and Kano Gordon. And one of our judges is on our board. Two of our judges are on our board, Abishai and Doris. So even our board members are putting up their sleeves and getting stuck in. So yeah, amazing team. And thank you for to name check everybody. I appreciate it.
No worries. All right, everybody. I see the chat section very, very vibrant over there. I see Romain giving shout outs to Andrea, Karen, Joel, Dimitri, and the team. Thank you for this opportunity. I'm so happy that we were able to bring this up. Now, listen, I'm not about to chat out everything. I really want to get to the pitching and to see the ideas. So let me just give you a rundown in terms of the pitching order. And by the way, if you're joining us on YouTube Live or you're in the audience right now tuned in, welcome, welcome, welcome. Stay with us for the day because it's going to be a very exciting one. Now, teams, in terms of the pitching order, we will begin with team number 7. Team number 7 will be, they've chosen the category Crime, Safety, and Security, and their pitch is titled Support Her. The team members for team number 7, we have Jonathan Atkins, Romain Beckford, Sean Henry, Brittany Patterson, and Peter Wright. So follow me, follow me, follow me. Team number 7 will be followed by team number 5, which is Jamdon Creative, and they pitched under the category of Cultural and Creative Industries Ecosystem. Team number 5 consists of Raoul Dunkley, Hartley Guthrie, Siobhan Markland, and Gordon Swaby. They'll be followed by team number 19, Mesh Tech Connections, which is under the category of Internet Accessibility. This team comprises of Connolly Jones, Shanae Montague, Thorne Lewis, Roy Campbell, and Erwin Rowe. They'll be followed by team number 20, Clean JA, pitching under the category of Solid Waste Management. You realize how dynamic, the categories are and how we're really unearthing so many solutions around some of the challenges that we have. So team number 20 consists of Marlene Campbell, Patrina Stewart, Ramona McLean Foster, Kimona Wickham, and Abigail Scarlett Jones. They'll be followed by team 14, which is Shoreline Rangers under Environmental and Climate Change. This team consists of Avon Allen, Anne-Marie Gale, Karen Ogilvy, Esther Chin, and Demi Walker. Team number 14 will be followed by team number 10, Calcu Kids under Education. And this team, we're talking about Alison Hines, Gabriel McLeod, Zolan Hines, Cleon Williams, Andre Stevenson, and Danielle Grant, right? They will be followed by team number 13, which is Crowd Data JA under Environment and Climate Change. We're talking about M. Christie, Andre Hutchinson, and Therese Saunders. They'll be followed by number 17, We Up, Solid Waste Management, Ian Chinta Singh, Dwayne Stevens, Kadir Martin, and Yakima Reed. We will then have team number 4, Crypto Creative Collective, again under Cultural and Creative Industries Ecosystem. And this group comprises of Jamila Falak, Joan Webley, Kale Ital, Idris Veach, Afe Abeni, Erica Louise Richards. Then we will end the pitch with team number 22, and that's Taxi Circle Transportation. This team consists of Christine Davis, Wembley Williams, Robert Chambers, Anya Holloway, Denzel Williams, and David Roden. So let me give you one more time. We'll begin with team number 7, followed by number 5, then number 19, followed by 20. We then move on to team number 14, then team number 10. We will then pick up back with team number 13, followed by team number 17, then number 4, and we will close off the pitch with team number 22. I know you guys are excited. I know you're very, very excited about this. And we also want to make it clear in terms of who is the person that will be pitching or doing the pitch in the team before they start as well. So that's significant for you to send over so that we can be duly notified where that is concerned. So who will be leading the pitch as a part of the process. Now, we talk about the pitching and we talk about the teams and we talk about all these excitement, but we can't do a pitch without some judges. And that's where our very esteemed, talented, and experts are here to take the weight off of me and Andrea them and deal with the judging. I mean, I want nothing to do with it. Right, Andrea? We don't want to be a part of this because I'm sure it's going to be very difficult. And just to introduce you to our judges, we have Ruth Chisholm, International Development Professional and Communication Specialist. She's a Program Director at FHI 360. She's a lover of all things publishing. She believes that vinyl is best. Ruth, we may need to have a conversation now because I kind of want to get into the vinyl collection too. So yeah, I just always find it fascinating. You're putting a little, yeah. So we may need to talk there, Ruth. Welcome, Ruth. Everybody big up Ruth. With around, let me see some, put them in the chat, round of applause. Nice up, Ruth, say team win. I'm just kidding. All right. Thank you so much for spending your Saturday with us, Ruth. We're talking about Doris Gross. Now, Doris works as an architect, urban planner, and is a lover of natural and built environments. Now, a director at Kingston Creative, she oversees the creation of the downtown Kingston Art District, which includes art projects, new and renovated art spaces, signage projects, urban art parks, and green spaces. So one of the nicest way I say, big up Doris. She enjoys exploring communities and connecting with people and to bring home new knowledge and experiences, all turning into new and exciting projects. Come on, let's hear it for Doris. Where the hand them, hold on, come. Where the hands them there in the chat. When you find the emoji them and send the emoji them, send some party hat or something in the chat section. Doris, a nice up the place. Come on. All right, I see. Hold on, why am I say question sign? All right, we won't question that. Welcome, Doris. We have Lastarda Lee. Lastarda Lee is the Chief Technology Officer at It's Pixel Perfect and has over a decade of professional experience providing companies with technology solutions in web app development, artificial intelligence, virtual reality, augmented reality, and more. An innovator at heart, always exploring the possibilities with new and emerging technologies. So a big tech expert this we're talking about, big up yourself, Lastarda. Welcome to the judging panel as well. We also have Abishai Hoylett. Now, Abishai Hoylett is a man of many talents, best known for his multiple roles in Jamaica's entertainment industry. Entertainment and talent manager for acts like Kabaka Pyramid, record label executive at Bebel Rock Music and Get a Use International, a promoter. Abishai also holds a degree from the University of West Indies in economics. He currently sits on the board of Kingston Creative. Talking about entertainment, cultural, big up yourself, Abishai. Welcome to the judging panel. And we have Yuan Simpson. He's a musician, an attorney at law, and entertainment consultant, as well as a lecturer in intellectual property law, which is big for us here at Kingston Creative. He's a chairman of the Jamaica Reggae Industry Association, general counsel at the Urban Development Corporation, and he's trained and certified in corporate governance and public procurement. Welcome, Yuan, to the judging panel. Listen, let me give you a joke earlier. Yuan, with the background, you should have seen Yuan background before we went into the uniform. Very festive, So welcome to all the judges, and thank you so much for being a part of the process. It's very critical and important that our young folks and our subject matter experts, because I never really had any age limit on this hacking. Sometimes you feel like hacking is for young people, or you may feel like hacking is for this and that. Once you're trying to find solutions to problems, we don't have no age. As long as you're over 18, you come and you deal with your thing, and your team hopefully can take that. So everybody, it's a very relaxed Saturday. I know it's a competition, but we want you to be relaxed. If you have your cup of coffee, grab your coffee. If you have a drink, grab a drink. It may be too early for the wine. But you know, okay, I see Andrea saying it may not be too early for the wine actually. Oh, I see you saying that. Okay, guys, all right. Well, please don't, no alcohol for the judges yet. Let's get through the process and then yeah. But welcome again, welcome. And I think it's time we move straight into the pitching. But before we do that, I want to big up all our sponsors as well. You know, our sponsors that made it super possible. It's very important, you know, for companies and brands to continue pumping into these initiatives, you know, and it's very important for us to do that, you know, and extend thanks to them as well. So are we ready? Let me see the emojis. Let me see what's going on. Let me see what's happening there. You ready up? All right, ready up. We're ready now for team number 7. And the presenter we have coming up for team number 7 is Brittany Patterson. Let's get it moving. Welcome again to Creative Hack JA. Hashtag Creative Hack JA, please. Hashtag Creative Hack JA if you want to tweet about it and if you want to share. Brittany, you're up.
Hello, everyone. Hi, Kingston Creative. Hi. I'm happy to be here. Okay, I can share screen, right? I can share my screen, right?
Correct.
Oh, yes,
yeah, man.
I can. Okay, so welcome everybody. Welcome to my presentation. I won't keep my camera on for the entire thing because my Wi-Fi is not the best. So I do apologize for that. But welcome to Team 7's presentation. We will be presenting on Support Her or Support Her app. That's not what I'm trying to do, Google Slides. Please work with me. Give me a second. Sorry, slideshow, thank you. Okay, so welcome, greetings everyone. My name is Brittany Patterson. I will be a presenter for today. I will be presenting on behalf of Team 7, Support Her, where we have support HER, meaning health, education, and revival. Okay. So first question I have to ask you today is, what have you done to make our women feel safe? So gender-based violence, specifically violence against women, has been a prevalent issue in Jamaican society, surfacing and resurfacing in the media over the years with not much noticeable improvements. So I'll play this video.
Stories open old wounds in recent times, highlighting a decades-old problem. 2002, 2004, 2009, 2010, 2015, 2017. Year after year.
You see the cases, ladies and gentlemen. Year after year, we have this issue resurfacing and resurfacing in our media. So I have to ask a very serious question. What have you done to make our women feel safe?
Stop.
So here at Team 7, we came together and we had a vision for all women. We want to create a supportive go-to platform for women seeking assistance, justice, or guidance to escape the realities of gender-based violence. We want to provide a space for women who are victims of gender-based violence to be able to navigate the road to safety, justice, or just to rebuild their lives from the emotional, the physical, the sexual, or the economical trauma that comes with gender-based violence. So here with Support Her, we realized that we need to address the problem where women are vulnerable to gender-based violence, and they often lack the support and the expertise in navigating the justice system, and they lack access to safety and emotional support.
At a time when a slew of gender-based killings dominate,
I'm playing a case rather.
This video surfaced on April 11th. Soon after, it had everyone because the man was centered at member of parliament, specifically for Central Westmoreland George Wright.
Okay, so this was a case that was shown back in August 22, 2021, just 9 months ago. So I ask you, having a representative of our country be involved in a gender-based violence shows how rooted this problem really is on my audience. If a man of higher stature can commit this act if a man of higher stature can commit this act, what is to stop a common man? And who is there to support the common woman that is being supported by that common man, that is depending on that common man? So of course,
At a time when a slew of
So of course, we at Support Her aim to support women under 45 with a solution, because out of every 4 women you know, 1 has experienced an intimate physical partner, physical, psychological, or sexual violence in this time. Of course, this needs action. So we came up with a solution of Support Her, a 0-rated digital platform to help vulnerable women of gender-based violence gain access to a support system quickly and efficiently. We hope to get access to like an array of features, including access to train the gender-based violence peer navigators, who would be the ones that really counsel our women or our victims to gain that betterment after a while. We hope to allow them contact to police or other resources for free. We hope for a directory of resources for women seeking specific assistance, whether from the state or NGO. And we hope for a subscription of daily motivational text and stories. These are not all the features, but these are the main features that we hope to provide with our Support Her app. We hope to also collaborate with the Ministry of Youth, Culture and Gender Affairs and the Women Crisis Center, as well as we hope to collaborate with the telecommunications companies, the Bureau of Gender Affairs, the private sector organizations, and of course, UN Women. So for too long, women have been under the oppression of gender-based violence for way too long. It is a problem that we've been seeing year after year. We need to be more proactive instead of reactive. We need to continue, instead of having this issue resurface for like 6 months and then it's gone. We need to continue talking about it and do something. So here with Support Her, we hope to visit communities and conduct sensitization sessions about Support Her with our target audience being women under 45. We hope to provide an online and offline campaigns on gender-based violence to really drive the message into our society and allow them to see the real issue and how much of a problem it is in our society. We hope to also contact the Gleaner and Observer to write articles about the gender-based violence app, Support Her. We also hope to partner with the JCF so that we can more sensitize them so that they can become more passionate with our victims, to show women that the force will believe and assist them when they report domestic abuse. We also hope to create the hashtag that will go viral on Twitter, Women You Are Not Alone, hashtag Stop Domestic Violence, hashtag Support Her.
1 minute to go, Brittany.
Oh, proof of concept. We hope to create a focus group with women under 45 to test the app and get feedback. We hope to create a survey of questions to find out the pain points of our target audience and provide Support Her as the solution. Okay. So this will obviously come at some cost, including training the peer navigators at approximately 60,000, marketing at approximately 40,000, but our main bulk being to build and maintain an app, which we assume to be around 1 million. A bit pricey, but it is worth it. Some opportunities and risks that we will come across include opportunities for people to work with gender-based violence as peer navigators, to enhance public advocacy and relations, to centralize gender-based violence support resources. But the main risk that we came up with is the privacy and information collected about our victims might be a small issue. So our sustainable goal number 5 refers to achieving gender equality. The violence meted out in women often is a result of harmful perspectives about gender roles. Empowering women to navigate the cross-cutting impacts of gender-based violence allows women to be able to harness that power and fuel the progress in all aspects of life. So sustainable goal number 14 refers to peace, justice, and strong intuitions. Our model enables socially disenfranchised women to be able to gain access to and navigate the corridors of justice, which is often perceived to be daunting and unfriendly. So guys, I implore you to support your sisters, your aunties, your nieces, your female co-workers. I implore you to hashtag support her. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Brittany, for such an electrifying start to the pitches. Let me see some round of applause for Brittany there in the chat. You know, it's very critical to be able to just come and present the idea in such a short period, you know. I know the reminders were sent over yesterday through the exercise session that you guys only have 5 minutes, but we're adding an extra minute. So you have 6 minutes to complete the pitches. So, you know, continue to do so and follow through in terms of keeping that within the time. Great job, Brittany. I see some comments coming in the chat section over there. So Romain saying great job, I see Kimona saying great job. Such a great start to the pitching. Judges, you definitely have your hands. Yeah, I don't know how you're going to figure it out, but that's up to you. That's up to you to figure out. We'll now move straight into team number 5, which is Jam Down Creative, under the category Cultural and Creative Industries Ecosystem. The presenter will be Gordon Swaby. Gordon, reminder, you have 6 minutes to pitch the idea and wow the judges. Over to you.
Morning, everyone. Morning. Happy to be here. Happy to be here. Let me just get our sharing up, and we'll get into this right away as we. All right. Okay, we're in presentation mode. Let me turn off my video as well. I think,
and right before we kickstart with your Gordon, while you set that up, just a reminder as well that our judges, we had 2 minutes allocated for you to ask questions. So perhaps before we kickstart with Gordon's presentation, judges, I don't know if you had questions for Brittany. We have 2 minutes allocated to do that, so we can just handle that before we move over to Gordon. Gordon, I know you're very excited for this one, but I just wanted to ensure that we get those questions in, just in case any of the judges had any question for Brittany. So Brittany, can we get you back up on screen quickly, just to accommodate any questions from the judges? We have 2 minutes allocated for that, and then we head back over to Gordon. Yes, Ruth, let's get Brittany up as well. Ruth has a question for Brittany. Thank you so much, everybody, for the patience. Ruth, over to you.
Hi, Ruth.
Brittany, thank you. Can you tell us a little about the timing? Let's say you won.
Mm-hmm.
You worked through the proof of concept. How do you see the timing going? So you're going to have the focus group.
Okay.
How do you see that rolling?
Okay, so for the focus group, we were hoping to have a focus group last around a month or 2, because we wanted to start off small, maybe in the centralized area in Kingston before we really try to grow. And we need time to also, like around 4 months, we agreed on 4 months to really train our peer navigators, which will be an essential part of the supporter app, the brand, the foundation, everything. So I'm assuming that by a year's time, in like just a year's time, 3 months to train them, a month to do the focus group, and just have enough time to figure out the little rocks and the kinks. In a year's time, I really feel like this could be an actual implemented solution. I believe in it, and I believe that it could be a necessary change for our country.
Okay, okay, good. I have another one, but I'll hold it in case the other judges have a question.
Oh, does anyone else have questions?
Any other judge have any question? We'll take
Have a quick
another
question.
one. Okay, we
yes.
have Doris. Yes, Doris, over to you.
Great concept, Brittany. So my question just relates to, how do you see it unfolding in terms of, is it a from the ground up by the people type of effort, or how do you see it connects to government, Ministry of National Security, the police force, JDF? How do you see that? Is that a easy way to sell them as well, because they're a big part of our backside?
I do see it as an easy way to sell the JCF, or to get JCF more involved, because the biggest issue with women that face gender-based violence is that they're afraid to basically go to, I don't know a better way to say this, but basically to go to police and report that for themselves, because it's a whole serious thing where you have to write a report, sit down in this cold, unfeeling place. So what I want is basically like a gateway to that, where we still have the police force acting and they're doing their jobs, but we have that sensitized area that really helps them, brings them in, like eases them into the process, so they don't feel so serious. They feel more comfortable when they're talking to the officers. What was your first question? Yeah, the first question, the foundation. Oh.
No, it's really one question. You know, is it driven by people and community and peer facilitators, that type of thing, versus how does government and the ministry and the police force come into this? which sometimes can be more challenging. That's why I'm mentioning it.
Oh, no, thank you. Well, I really do. I vision it that it will be more something for community acceptance, bringing community acceptance, and then easing in the JCF. So everything will feel more comfortable for these women that have been through a lot. They don't need something serious. They need something comforting, need something to make them feel safe.
Okay. Thanks.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Ruth and Doris, for those questions. We're going to
Ruth had another question. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I know you want to keep going. It's fine.
Yeah, man.
She did
Yeah,
very
man.
good.
Okay.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much, Ruth and Doris. Gordon, back to you, my brother. We're talking to team number 5 will now be doing their pitch. Reminder that it's Jam Down Creative under the category Cultural and Creative Industries Ecosystem. Gordon, over to you.
Morning again, everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning to our judges and to our online listeners and viewers. Yes, because I know we're in the digital space, so we know it's both ways. For me personally, I'm pleased to be a part of Group 5, which is here with, start my video. All right, 5. All right. Yes, I'm pleased to be a part of the Jam Down Creative, where it's always cool runnings. And here are my group members, and I'm Gordon Swaby, in case you did not hear. And we're here to share on this wonderful hack as a part of the creative industries.
Reminder to share screen as well.
Oh, you're not seeing it?
Searching, let us know what's happening.
No, he needs to share it again.
Oh, all right. You gave back privilege. All right, my apologies.
Yeah, man, no worries. Good to go.
All right. So as we're here again, this is the Jam Down Creative team, where it's always cool runnings, and I'm a part of the group here. And here are my group members. My name is Gordon Swaby, and I'm here to present on our solution. For many of us, Jamaica has been a place where it's been cool runnings. But for many of our creatives, including this group's rising star, Cosmic, it has not been. And as such, we pitch this vision of Jam Down Creative as a digital agency that will help to reduce the hassles of managing the creative works for both visual and performing artists in Jamaica to maximize the benefit and recognition they deserve. For truly visual and performing artists in the creative industry have been overwhelmed by the administrative arrangements related to protecting and being able to benefit from their works, causing them to lose out on monetary gain and recognition. Come on, how many Bob Marleys have we frustrated out of the business? And as such, we envisage that our customers will be visual and performing artists who will see Jam Down as a one-stop shop for consultation and representation to help them navigate the industry. Our target customers will include musicians, visual artists, and songwriters, especially those who are not yet industry savvy. We see our solution as being a middleman between various groups and the visual and performing artists themselves, and an integrated agency for protection and commercialization, dealing with various issues such as royalties, trademarking, and also providing much needed consultation on various matters. We will collaborate with various agencies, established players such as JIPO, Jams, and also distributors such as Zojak and Johnny Wonder to help our clients achieve their maximum potential in the musical space. We hope to alleviate, and I must mention that word again, alleviate the hardships for artists who lack recognition and attribution, and bring about a sense of fairness to creators, as well as help them to navigate the many layers of bureaucracy that attend to this industry, as well as get them started quickly without the frustration. We, for our proof of concept, initially, we hope to provide registration services to musicians, to those agencies previously mentioned, such as JIPO, and we also hope to make submissions to the CMOs once the work is released, as well as ensure that they're up and running with online distributors such as CD Baby and DistroKid, etc. For our costs, we look at our CapEx as first initially establishing the website as well and dealing with various issues such as domain protection, registration, and we also look at our other OpEx, which will involve the employment of staff and various other tools, technical tools that we'll use to fulfill our function. For us, the risks are that, yes, we may have limited van visibility, and we know of government bureaucracy and the uncertainty created in the sector by the impact of COVID. But nevertheless, we do believe that we will be able to create new linkages between agencies and stakeholders, lower the barriers for new artists to enter and benefit from their works, as well as offer a fresh approach to the existing system. And I'm pleased to announce to the online viewers as well as our judges that our solution and our proposition is closely aligned to 4 of the SDG goals. 1, decent work, providing decent work and economic growth to our creatives, allowing for industry, innovation and infrastructure, excuse me, to be formed because of this product and what we'll encompass under the Jamdon Creative brand, reduce inequalities, as well as partnership for the goals to help achieve other things through the use of our creatives. And as well, I'm thankful to know that as we are here, we can sit today and ensure that our creatives, where they are concerned, where their works are concerned, it will be cool runnings with us, Jamdon Creatives. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for that, Gordon. Another electrifying pitch. Wow, I can only imagine what we have in store for the other 8 pitches coming forward. Let me get any questions from any of our judges at this point in time. We have 2 minutes for questions for Gordon. Do we have anyone who may want to ask questions? Gordon, you were on the mark at 6 minutes a while ago, so that's super commendable as well. I see some persons also in the chat saying congrats on a job well done. This is so impressive. Sherry, I see you, Sherry. Sherry and I became besties yesterday because we were room hopping yesterday. So big up yourself, Sherry. I see you in the crowd. So we have a question coming in from Judge Ruth Chisholm for you, Gordon. Ruth?
Hi, Gordon.
Hey, how are you doing?
Good. What drove this? Was it feedback from a group? Was it like, how did you get through the analysis to say, no, this is something that we have to solve?
Well, it's interesting that you should speak on that. And we have, well, 2 of us. I'm a recording artist myself, as well as our other group member, Siobhan, who is known as Cosmic. And based on the feedback and the experience that we've had, we've noted these issues. So this is something that is very personal, and it's not something that is contrived. It's something that we have seen and we've observed. So we hope to help to smooth out some of these pathways.
Thank you so much for that, Gordon. We have a question coming from Lastarda.
Yes, Gordon, representation. Could you tell me a little bit more about the process for the creators to go I'd say you mentioned website. Can you just give me a quick run through the process? How you see that functioning?
Well, first of all, a lot of our this will be client-driven, as you'll understand, because each person, each visual and creative coming in will have various needs. We hope to set up a website, and it will be a click-through website. So you'll be able to go through and say, all right, if you want to do the registration with Jaipur, and if you want to do other things, so you'll be able to select as well as maintain your cost based on your available budget, because we know how the music industry can be. It can be very cost intensive. So what we allow for is for an incremental spend for those who are interested in partnering with us, our clients. So that is how we hope to do it, have that platform website set up where you'll do initial submissions and as well as make requests. So that way we'll help to manage whatever costs we have. We will not be employing a physical space up front, but we hope to leverage a virtual space and allow for submissions online, and allow, most importantly, for our clients to manage their spend as they go through their career and in line with their particular objectives.
All right, thank you.
Thank you so much. Now we have a question, our final question coming in from Ewan Simpson. Judge, over to you.
Gordon, how are you doing?
I'm good, sir. Thank you.
Excellent. I wanted to know if you have considered the connection between your app or your website and the entities that the creatives might wish to get in touch with. So what kind of connectivity? Because I mean, JIPO, Jam Copy, JCAP, they may or may not have a facility to allow that kind of smooth flow, and may end up being a physical contact again, which doesn't necessarily make it more efficient. So what is the plan in that regard?
All right. Well, as I said, some of these things are under discussion because we can't release much. But the thing about it is, what we hope to do is kind of take the submissions and push through. So create that interface online, as well as provide timely feedback. We do believe that as we go through this process, there have been more negotiations, more learnings, because I think that there are some benefits for them and also for us in terms of helping with their administration and smoothing out some of the back and forth that would take place. So for us personally, I believe online and the physical part, we try to minimize that, especially with COVID, as well as to bring greater efficiency, both to the agencies themselves who have their statutory mandate, and also to ensure that our clients benefit and are able to get through what they need to do.
So is it that you're planning to have a portal that you will give them direct access to?
That's it. But as I said, things still under construction. We don't want to speak too much in this space. But thank you very much. That's a great question.
Reasonable.
Thank you so much for those questions. And thank you so much again, Gordon, for presenting. Just a reminder for the groups, we have group number 19 up next. So a reminder to send in who will be presenting from your team in the chat. So Mesh Tech, Clean JA, Shoreline Rangers, Calcu Kids, Crowd Data JA, We Are Crypto Collective, Crypto Creative Collective, and Taxi Circle. Just drop in the chat quickly who your different presenters will be. We have, let me just get this here. We have, for group number 19, Connolly Jones, who will be leading the presentation here for Mesh Tech Connections. All right, Connolly, over to you.
Hi, good morning, everyone. It's a pleasure being here. So just let me know when you're ready for me to go.
Ready to go, Connolly. Floor is yours, 6 minutes.
Great, thank you very much. So I know we're all here today. We're hyped and we're excited to just solve big problems, right? But I want to take a minute of your time to just tell you a story. So as a young girl, I was hauled from the front of civilization to the back of it, all the way around one part, you know? And streaming on demand was happiness for me. But because of a vision my family had, we moved into a rural community with seemingly not much to offer. Now, what was a fundamental commodity soon became a luxury. Wi-Fi to me, Wi-Fi to others. Now, in Jamaica, for the past 2 years alone, the need for reliable internet is at its highest. So according to a report done by Statista, 55% of Jamaicans has access to the internet. But despite this, a large portion is still without, especially in a time when the digital and the physical worlds are connected now more than ever. Richard Branson once said, "It's worrying to think more than half the world's population lacks internet access and therefore lacks an equal opportunity to improve their lives." On that note, ladies and gentlemen, I introduce to you Mesh Tech Connections. Our vision is internet accessibility for every Jamaican. Our mission is to provide fast and reliable internet connection to everyday Jamaican through mesh technology and the Internet of Things. Now, fundamentally, mesh tech is taking the traditional mesh network connection technology of multiple access points in a house, moving from the traditional hotspot and placing it into a rural community development. This will create a single local network. And the best part about it, well, we aim to utilize our most ubiquitous resource, the sun. Now we have a diagram here that's basically highlighting the network. So basically access points or routers will be placed throughout the community. You're asking then, if we have a general network, what about privacy and so forth? Well, we have mitigations in place for this because we have talked about it or thought about it. Now, it is our goal to provide this service to families living in rural community developments. Who are these persons exactly, you may ask? So they're persons within the income brackets of 96K to 150K per month and have a child or children in school, remote worker possibly, and any male or female between the ages of 18 to 55, basically your everyday Jamaican, right? Probably not. Now, well, it is that time for the money talk. Our estimated overhead is $3.5 million, right? We've seen other players who have basically made in mega investments, wink, wink, $7.5 million to do a similar project. Our intended revenue streams are donors, investors, and we will rely on subscriptions that we have estimated at 3,000 to 3,500 JMD when we target densely populated areas just for startup. And if we're fortunate enough, prize money from Kingston Creative and collaborators, much thanks. Now, Mesh Tech prides themselves on being able to give you safety and security, online and offline, COVID. Now, a sense of being socially distant, yet not socially disconnected. I think that's very important for all of us here. And the opportunity to buy green while not be breaking the kitty. Now, on the flip side now, our projected risks will be theft, network security. We have placed a number of mitigative measures or mitigation strategies in place for that. So we have decided to use rota encryption softwares and GPS systems for tracking and protection. Now, while being able to benefit from the current economic climate, we have inflation. So being an affordable or a cost-effective company is very important for us. And we have eco-awakening. So no more than ever, our generation, Gen Z and others, are more concerned about sustainable development than ever before. And have an untapped portion of the Jamaican population, that remaining 45%. In accordance with UN's sustainability goals, we're proud to say that we value the ability to have sustainable cities and communities. As such, we thought it important to offer a service that was based on 75% renewable energy from our solar routers. Now, the movers and shakers in the game. Who do we need to ensure that this project is executed? We need internet service providers and we need GPS providers. Now, how will we do this? We will basically conduct a feasibility study. So we'll have questionnaires issued to members of the community to basically gauge their interest and commitment to the product. We'll also have focus groups on the professional and technical side who will basically target the feasibility and practicality of this study. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Web with Mesh, Wi-Fi is next. Thank you very much for having us.
Thank you so much, Connolly. No man, presenters them just to electrify and getting things moving. Thank you so much, Connolly and team, for putting this presentation together and getting the thoughts across. You see in the chat section, excellent presentation. Or I say, Ray, Erwin, put like 100, sign them. Yeah, man, this is lovely. Happy that I'm not a judge. So speaking of judges, any of our esteemed adjudicators have any questions for Connolly, Ari Mesh Tech? We have 2 minutes for questions. All right, I see you. Oh, good to go. Or I see Last Starter and Ruth, you have questions. Okay. Doris, do you have a question as well? Because I think I saw, hold on, okay, let's begin with Last Starter for the question there.
All right, so quickly, have you guys tested the solar routers and set up like a prototype or anything already? And just kind of tell me how that works.
Okay, so thank you for that question, Mr. Lee. So to say that this is basically original idea that we basically conceptualized while meeting yesterday. So because of that, we have not been able to really do any beta testing or any mock-up of what it will be like. So we just basically ran a simulation on the internet, and because we're not able to really show you animation right now, it was a PNG. So we expect, I don't know if it's possible that I could get our tech person on here, because I'm not really the techie. So I'm not the best person to give you any expert advice, and I don't want any legal actions with that. So Thornley Wars, please.
Good morning, everyone. So to answer your question, we have not, as Connolly said, we have not done a mock-up of anything as yet, because we only conceptualized the idea yesterday. However, we are sure that it can be done because it has been done prior by a company called, I think it was Forzenet or Forzetech or something like that. They have the technology, so essentially we just replicate something along the lines of what they have done on a smaller scale.
All right, thank you.
Thank you so much for that as well. Let us get the question in from Ruth. You're
Connolly, that's the name, Connolly. You opened with a personal, your opening was very personal. You're talking about how
myself,
you grew.
yeah.
What would success look like for you and this team? Can be a year from now, you choose, but what would success look like? What would start to make you think like, yeah, this is doing what we hoped it would do?
Well, first of all, thank you very much, Ms. Chisholm, for your question and for the commendations, for realizing that it's actually something that hits home for me, because as a university student, as we know that school has been fundamentally online, and without having internet access, that's been a problem for us. And we see where a number of our students are not connected, and we feel as if the educational sector is in jeopardy because a lot of persons aren't really able to connect. And that is the future, because we have metaverse coming out, we have meta business. So we know that the future is fundamentally online. So for me, if we're able to implement this, I see where we're able to basically allow Jamaica to grow. And typically persons associate us to be left in the back most of the time. So if we have such an opportunity to bring internet into rural communities, we're able to grow basically synchronously. So nobody's leaving anybody behind. And then that's always good for a country, because then we fix our economy, or we basically reform, or we have a better economy. We are able to have access to greater resources even in school, and persons are just going to face a resource bank that is just out of this world from the education that we'll be able to garner from that. So that's just what I see. I see a sustainable progress to Jamaica if we're able to do this, and persons like me will also benefit from that.
Thank you so much for that, Connolly, and thanks for the questions, Ruth and Lastarda. Very solid questions there. And boy, you guys, I'm so impressed, because this is just one day, worth of work. I wouldn't even say one full day, because we started at 9 yesterday, ended at, you had to put everything together within 3 hours after. Before we move on to the next presenter, Doris, let's get your final question in for Connolly.
Connolly, great presentation. Quick question on the business side. Internet service is business and needs to be profitable. So how do you see the profitability of your project out in rural areas where the density isn't there as much as it is in the urban areas, and where perhaps also the income earning power isn't there for persons to sign up on internet services, which could be 2 reasons why it hasn't spread there in the first place? Any thoughts on that?
Right. So thank you very much, Ms. Gross. We have thought about that. Like I said, it's coming from a very personal space. So we thought that we would offer prepaid services, because we're in the startup. So obviously we are able to pivot and see as we go based on feasibility studies that will be done. So we are thinking that we could do prepaid. So persons will basically be able to buy the amount that they can afford, as opposed to us just saying, this is the stamped price and this is it, whatever. So we are able to offer a service that's flexible. Now, persons will be able to also, we cater to a number of, we're looking to cater to a number of persons, right? So we did our projections and we're saying, all right, if we get maybe 400 houses, and I guess we're being ambitious, we will be able to make enough revenue from subscriptions, and we'll be able to break even. Now, we understand that persons, we had a cap on the amount of persons that could access it. So that would be 10 individuals. We were saying that we could also tier the system where if you want an additional device or you want additional devices, you're able to purchase a package with additional devices from that. So basically the range is flexible.
Thank you so much for that, Connolly. And thanks for the question as well, Doris. Thank you so much. Wow, we are moving. We're now up to team number, give me 1 second. We're up to team number 20, Clean JA, under the category Solid Waste Management. And shout out to everybody watching on YouTube. Now I see a few of you tuned in. Welcome. Reminder that you can tweet to the hashtag CreativeHackJA. Any thoughts you have, any thing that you want to share online as well. If you want to take a screenshot, post it, excitement. So we're moving now to Clean JA, Solid Waste Management category. And the presenters, we have two presenters. That's Patrina Stewart and Abigail Scarlett Jones. Over to both of you right now. Remember, we're staying within the 6 minutes, after which we will take a few questions from the judges. Right over to your team.
Hi, good morning, guys. Good morning. We are Clean JA, and we're just going to get right into it. Now, can I ask you a serious question? When was the last time you saw a garbage truck? Better yet, when was the last time one was in your area? Did you anticipate that the garbage truck would come last Friday? Did you take out your garbage and the truck just didn't come? Are those garbage still piled up at your gate? How about the last time you were driving on the highway and had to stop your breath, nearly stifling yourself because of an obnoxious smell, or in plain Jamaican vernacular, a stinking scent of a dead dog? Pungent smells and flies everywhere. No one held accountable. And what can you do? Burn your garbage? I think not. See, solid waste management is a nuisance. Don't you just detest inhaling piles of garbage, restricting your air supply because of a poor solid waste management construct? See, we envision a Jamaica with a systematic and comprehensive strategy that encourages Jamaicans to properly manage and dispose their waste. Waste management is a huge problem in Jamaica, and the problem stems from inconsistent collection practices, a lack of strategy, and low levels of awareness. The solution? We're suggesting improving our waste management through the creation of an online hub that allows transparency into waste management operations, that engages the population, and that rewards the community for positive involvement in the proper management of solid waste. Now, I know you might be asking, what difference will your website make, or what difference will the website make when the NSWMA already has a website? Well, let me point out some facts before I highlight why our project is relevant. The NSWMA has only 85 trucks serving the entire Jamaica. According to the statistics, and the executive director of NSWMA, the organization needs at least 100 more trucks to operate efficiently. Of that number, they got 20. Now, what does this mean for me and you? It means that at any point in time, the truck scheduled to pick up your garbage might not appear. Hence, the need for an interactive hub where citizens are able to give and receive information. They will be able to post about missed pickups. They will be able to be notified when a scheduled pickup will be delayed or postponed. They will be able to request special solid waste disposal services. They will be able to give commendations, to make complaints about their solid waste management direct service providers, and they will be able to give information on how to become get information on how to become private contractors, because as we know, 85 trucks simply cannot do it. They will also be able to rate services and vote for their favorite service providers. Now, we are aware that we cannot do it alone. And we will need guiding partners, environmental partners, private sponsors, media partners. You know what that means? It means we will need you and you and you and you and all of you. Listen, people are tired of having garbage around them. They want to give feedback on waste disposal collection, and they would very much appreciate a transparent system that encourages and rewards them. See, the project we are suggesting does not cost $100 billion. It doesn't cost $100 million. It doesn't even cost $10 million. We're asking for a meager $1.2 million to improve Jamaica's solid waste management strategy. If you ask me or any of the experts, poor solid waste management costs us way over $1.2 million per year. Don't believe me? Then ask yourself this question. What is the value of a child's life when he was washed away by a little rainfall just because our drains were too clogged and the result of it was flooding? Ask yourself and tell me that you don't see the need for a proper solid waste management. I know you can't, because I can't either. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Patrina. You had me here, all emotive, because I'm just thinking about my garbage, and how it needs to get picked up. I see Ruth as well over there, like, my God, thank you so much, Patrina. The presenters, you guys are so amazing. You're keeping us engaged. May not drop asleep yet. I love sleep. So this is really, really good content that we're seeing coming in. And you're right there on time as well. As usual, I see in the chat section, a lot of folks are really giving you some commendations for the amazing presentations so far. So big up yourself, Patrina, and solid and clean JA under the category solid waste management. Let's get some questions in now from any of our adjudicators who may have a question for Patrina, the project being pitched there. I think we have a question coming in from Ruth.
As usual, I always have a question. Sorry. Patrina, I saw you have behavior change on, you have the Web Hub plus behavior change campaign. Behavior change don't cheap, And it take long.
I didn't get that.
Behavior change not cheap and it take long.
Right, that's true. That's true. We're aware.
How would you roll out the behavior change piece? Say in your first, if you're successful with this competition and you get more support, let's say your first 6 months, what are some of the things you would tackle?
Okay, so first and foremost, we are living in a digital age and everybody's on social media. Everybody is being social. And of course, one of the things that we would have to take into consideration is how to reach these people in a social space and a social environment. So one of the first things that we would do is that we would create and establish social media platforms for Clean JA, where we can interact with our users. And we would start with us, the 4 persons or whoever it is that is in this creative tech today that would want to get on this project and say, we're tired of smelling the stinking garbage around us. We want to be a part of this project. And we would engage them, allow them to become volunteers in the program, because of course we won't get enough money to do all that we want to do, but we have to do with what we get. And so we explored the option of having volunteers. And I'm pretty sure that a lot of you inside here would sign up to be volunteers, because you're here today and you're not paid for your day, but you want to see a better Jamaica. And so we would engage volunteers to help us in the social media campaign that we would have.
Thank you so much for that question and response there, Patrina. We have time for one more question from any of our other judges who may want to ask something at this point in time, or if we're all clear, we can move forward to our next presenter. All's good, all's good. All right, thank you so much again, Patrina. And I think Abigail was there doing background production with you as well. So,
right.
So great job. Thank you, Patrina. We will now move over to Shoreline Rangers. This is under the category of environment and climate change. This is group number 14, and we have Avon Allen presenting for Shoreline Rangers. Avon, over to you.
Good day, everyone. On behalf of Shoreline Rangers, I thank you for the opportunity to present our pitch. And let me share first.
while we get Avon's screen up, we just want to, tell team number 10 to get ready as well. That's Calcu Kids. Right after Avon, you're up next. Are we good with sharing screen now? Again, big up everybody joining us on YouTube. We appreciate you. And we are getting things up. All right, over to you, Avon.
Okay, are you seeing the screen?
Yeah, man, good to go.
Okay. Now, as our name are Shoreline Rangers, you can expect that we care about the shore. Turtles are protected under Jamaica's Endangered Species Act. Some of the common turtles that visit our shores or return to our shores are the hawksbill turtle, the green turtle, loggerhead, and leatherback turtle. The all-encompassing human impact, however, on these animals is devastating. Do you believe that sea turtles are living on the edge of their habitat when they return to our shores? Our vision is to provide simple, tangible, and transferable solutions and products towards protecting native and endangered species through detail-oriented innovation, design, and outreach. Our problem statement is that untethered domesticated animals like cats and dogs, they are the most disruptive element in the endangerment of nature wildlife. Disruptive as they can fall under the category of invasive species. A particular concern is how these animals we've come to love disrupt the life cycles of sea turtles, especially their nesting sites, through unwanted predation. Now, as you can see in the video that is being played, a very graphic video of the horrors that play out on the shorelines when these majestic species that were here before us return to our shores. Our solution includes mandatory cat and dog waterproof collars with painless sensory triggers that activate in a predetermined proximity range to key environmental sites like the shoreline, and alongside targeted community outreach and educational campaigns. Now, this is a picture of our proposed collar. It will be biodegradable, of biodegradable materials such as hemp. And the furry animal in the photo is wearing something similar, a technology similar to what we are proposing. It's a collar with an RFID radio frequency identification tag. It's a common technological equipment for pet lovers, right? So they can track their pets. Now, the components of this technology will include an exciter. What is an exciter? It's a speaker that converts electrical signals to mechanical vibrations. And those mechanical vibrations can be transmitted to an animal's middle ear, and they will perceive it as sound. Now, this little device is also an exciter. It's called a small surface bone conductor transducer, exciter. It's a long word, but it's so fairly common now that many earphones these days already incorporate this type of technology. So essentially, the skulls, our skulls included, we have bony processes, means if we feel the back of our skull, we'll feel some bone jutting out, right? If we vibrate, if we use a mechanical vibration to over the skin, that mechanical vibration can pass through the skin into the bone of your skull and then travel along directly to the little ear bones. I recall in the hammer anvil, if you can go back to your primary biology. So there are two ways for people to hear essentially, through the ear canal and through vibration that directly travels through bone. Essentially that this technology, which is popular, would be a part of the color, as well as what we would call RFID signaling, because the perimeter that we propose would use RFID, which, as I said, stands for radio frequency identification. It uses a transponder to send a signal, a receiver, and a transmitter. Essentially, anytime an animal wearing such a color enters a perimeter, it will give off a signal. Now, what kind of signal could prevent a dog from entering the shoreline where sea turtle, mother sea turtle is laying her eggs?
1 minute to go, everyone.
Okay. Now, that would include some approach that involves training and also some research, because a lot of dogs tend to have something called thunderstorm phobia. And we can research ways to improve the efficiency of preventing dogs crossing over to these shores. We should collaborate with Tourism Enhancement Fund. This is a boon for ecotourism, as some hotels, they actively support marine conservation and environmental education and activities. The Montego Bay Animal Haven, the JSPCA, NEPA, we'd like to collaborate with all these institutions to institute custom change in Jamaica along through this technology. Now, our passion, the passion for this project could extend to all levels of society, fishermen, environmentalists, and students. Of course, we will use prototypes and beta groups for testing beforehand. And we'll use interviews, input from public. Essentially, we have confidence in this product because it is an existing technology used for a new purpose that could be able to unify the effort to save our sea turtle population.
All right, everyone, we have to wrap now and make way for the questions based on that. Hopefully we can get some of the questions over if there are any final parts of the presentation you may have. Thank you so much for that presentation, Yvonne. We're talking, all things environment, all things, along that line. We have a question coming in from Johan. Johan, question from you over to Yvonne.
Greetings, Yvonne.
Greetings.
Good to see the effort at environmental protection. But I have a two-part question, which I'll ask as quickly as I can. One, who do you expect to actually pay for these transponders? Is it that you want the wider society to pay for them, or you want owners of domesticated animals to pay for them? And how would you convince them that it is important to do? And the other part of that is what about domesticated animals that are not domesticated? That is to say, you have dogs that are stray dogs all over the beaches across the island. How do you plan to account for those?
All right, I'd like to tackle the first part of your question, because our vision not only includes domesticated animals, but also all feral cats and dogs, the strays. That's why our solution includes outreach and education. In fact, most of the profit from this product would go towards community outreach and educational campaigns. Also, the first question regarding the transponders. Now that you talk about it, we have researched the common price of our transponder is a little, it's what you would say average. It's a widely spread technology, so the cost of a transponder was it under $10 US? Now, we propose that the perimeter, which would be the more expensive, part of the project would be covered by the customers, the partners we hope to collaborate with, those in charge of the key environmental sites, while the color and the RFID tags, which also, if you buy them commercially, they're not too expensive. They're around $20 US. Those would mainly fall on the pet owners to pay for it. No, that's why also in our vision and our solution, we said mandatory. So we hope to campaign for legislation that could force pet owners to be responsible for the animals who enter protected spaces and destroy future sea turtle lives.
Thank you so much for that, Evan. I know you had a two-part question. I don't know if you want me to just get Ruth's question in. Okay, perfect. Ruth, your final question for Evan.
It's linked to what Johan said, actually, because I'm a dog owner and I love turtles. So I feel like you're talking to me. But I also wondered about the greater population of just dogs and cats just out there. So your secondary group is where the outreach came from, but this is your chance to expand a little more on how you would manage that.
So definitely, we have a plan B. We have a plan B that includes the use of established methods for population control with animals. So we would explore things like spraying, neuter clinics, chemical spraying to neuter, of course, and clinics for these stray animals, and wider education towards lowering the number of strays that we let loose on our streets. So,
all right.
Okay, that's our focus. Once during our aim to have all the shorelines protected with a perimeter, of course, we can also propose that tighter animal access control be instituted.
All right, thank you so much for that, Evan, and thank you for the questions, Ruth and Johan. This is a very interesting concept. I see a few folks in the chat talking about it as well. Great job, Evan. Big up you and the team from Shoreline Rangers. I also love the name. All right, so can you imagine we've gone through our first 5 pitches, and now we're moving into the second half of the pitches, and this time we're going to invite the team from Calcu Kids, and they're pitching under the category of education. This is team number 10, and the presentation will be led by Gabriel McLeod. All right, Gabriel, you're up next. Over to you.
All right, hi, good morning, everyone. So happy to be here. Let me just go ahead and share my screen, and you can tell me if you're seeing it.
Yeah, man, good to go.
Go. All right, great. So let me just begin.
So if you see 4/10 and you see 1/5, they can both go into 10. All right, so what is the lowest common multiple? Is it the 5 or is it the 10? You guess it.
All right, so I don't know about you, but I am sure that many of us can relate to the clip just shown here. So now we know the different aspects of education can include things like trying to get kids to learn different aspects of mathematics. And what Calcu Kids is here to do today is to introduce to you a collaborative gaming app. So how many times have you tried to teach your 6-year-old their timetables? Teachers, how many times have you had to write a bad report about mathematics on a report card? How many times have you just fallen short of being frustrated that the learners are not grasping very, very simple math concepts. So Calcu Kids is an online collaborative gaming app. And today, my teammates are Alison Hines, Zola Hines, Cleon Williams, Andre Stevenson, and Danielle Grant. So let's jump straight into it. So the vision of Calcu Kids is to promote interest in math at the early childhood level in Jamaica through optimizing gaming in the learning environment. But what does Calcu Kids entail? The lack of access to mathematics and learning resources for engaging early childhood learners leads to poor performance at higher levels. So the solution is our collaborative gaming app that is accessed through cloud-based infrastructure that provides access to online mathematics resources. Now, let's look at the different features of Calcu Kids. Calcu Kids categorizes math concepts according to the Jamaican curriculum with activities that are based on the instructional guides that are found inside it. Now, one of the advantages to Calcu Kids is that players are not restricted by their age group. So if your child is a bit more advanced, then they can advance to the different levels on the basis of whether or not they can complete the levels inside the games. Now, we have similar apps to Calcu Kids, but they are foreign-based apps. And these apps are not specified to the Jamaican curriculum. So that is one thing that stands out about the Calcu Kids app. Calcu Kids is also cloud-based and would have offline capabilities. So if you're a teacher, this app would provide you with the opportunity to perform performance diagnostics. So you could give homework to a child that would be going home to essentially play a game that would actually give a diagnostic result of where it is they are inside the classroom. Now, who are we targeting? We're targeting the parents of students aged 4 to 8, educators of students aged 4 to 8 years old, and of course, early childhood and daycare centers. Now, some of the collaborators that we were thinking about would be the Ministry of Education, and the reason behind this is for promotional purposes and to encourage public confidence and to allow for a wider reach across the schools in Jamaica. The Early Childhood Commission, which will be providing us with curriculum references and the question and answer banks so that we can make sure to fine-tune the app to the Jamaican curriculum specifically. We'll be reaching out to FinTech to help us to develop the app, and of course, Edufocal for their expertise. So parents, you can give your children more independence to take charge of their learning because gamification is an evidence-based pedagogical approach to learning that can actually promote and motivate students to take an interest in mathematics. Now let's look at the proof of concept. What we intend to do is to run out a pilot program in 4 different schools or 4 different early childhood institutions. So the first stage, of course, would be a pre-test where we would diagnose the learners at the level that they are. We would roll out the app, so that would be the intervention stage. And then, of course, we would test again afterwards to see if the app has actually made a difference. So our hypothesis is that gamification will improve mathematics competency of students at the early childhood level. We'd have meetings with stakeholders and caregivers. And of course, as I mentioned earlier, we'd be rolling out the pilot program. So let's look at a few costs that's associated with getting this app off the ground. So software development, we're looking at roughly 100,000. Now we know that software development can be costly, but luckily we have some software developers on our team. And if the judges would check inside their chat, they would see what is kind of a quick little demonstration of what the app could look like and the capabilities of our team. We'd also be looking at payment for cloud storage, which would cost us roughly $170,000 because we're charged based on the terabytes, and workshops to sensitize teachers and parents to our initial rollout. Now we're going to look at some opportunities and risks. Now, Calcu Kids has offline usability. So that means that if you are not connected to the internet, because it is cloud synced, that your progress would be saved. So when you are back online, your progress would be showing back on the app. It also allows you to collaborate with different users. So you can be at early childhood infant daycare and you are competing with somebody from Sunrise Daycare. So you'd have a leaderboard to show the different points and kids can actually use this as a sort of competition. Now, some risks associated with this is it might be slow to monetize and there might be a low retention rate due to people not understanding the features of the app, but that can be mitigated with the workshops that we plan to roll out.
1 minute to go.
Sure. So how does our app contribute to sustainable development? We would be looking at promoting sustained, inclusive, and sustainable economic growth, which would be Sustainable Development Goal 8. So that is decent work and economic growth. And we would also be looking at quality education, that is to ensure inclusive and equitable quality education and promote lifelong learning for all. So in conclusion, everybody is a genius, but if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life believing that it's stupid. Albert Einstein.
Wow, Gabriel, thank you so much. I wasn't expecting this gift in my, I'm not a judge, but I'm happy you still sent it over to me because I can fast. Again, I'm so happy I don't have anything to do with this, but thank you for such a fantastic presentation. Again, you know what I love about this chat? This chat is very vibrant, you know, this chat, you know, everybody is doing well so far. So I want to now open up the floor for some questions. I think I have Ewan up first with his question for you, Gabriel.
Hi, Gabriel.
Hi.
Excellent presentation. I wish that this was around when I was 4. But I probably would have loved math. But tell me something. Are the figures that you have there just startup figures or figures for the first, let's say, the first year of rollout? Because I'm not sure what period those figures cover.
So it's for the pilot program. So the initial stages when we're just trying to roll out and do the pre-test, intervention, and post-test, those would be the costs for us to get it off the ground. And you know,
and remind me of how long you said that would be? Anywhere
between 1 to 3 months.
Okay, it would be useful to have an idea of how it would, what your cost would be to let's say run it for a year. Because I mean, if you're talking about curriculum attachment, then you know the testing is usually over a particular period of time to see how that has assisted. So that is one idea, and then the other idea is in terms of access. One, you're charging persons to access the app, but if people need Wi-Fi and need that kind of access, have you considered, for example, partnerships which could allow the app to be 0 rated?
Yes. So I had said in the presentation that it has offline capabilities. So you could it would be cloud sync. So you could actually continue doing whatever work you're doing offline. And then when you are back online, it would update according to the leaderboard and points. So yes, we considered those.
Okay, no problem.
Thank you so much for that, Johan and Gabriel. If we have no further questions from our judges, we will move into our presentation from, let me get this one, Crowd Data JA under the category of environment and climate change. This is team number 13. Presenter will be M. Christie. Yeah, man, come on up, M, over to you.
All right, thanks, Joe. So thanks for the opportunity to be here and talk to you guys about this solution that I'm very passionate about, as well as my teammates, sorry. Can you just confirm what we're seeing on the screen?
Good to go. Seeing the cover page for the presentation. Good to go.
Perfect. So before I start the presentation, I want to ask 2 questions. You guys have you guys ever been to Blue Hole or any Blue Hole? No, I wanted to think about what it was like and think about going back and the water there was green, like the Incredible Hulk turning kind of green. And also, I want to ask if you've ever tried to get any form of data from the government about what's happening in the environment or any other sector. And I just want you to know that I feel the pain for all of us. At Crowd Data JA, we believe that having data that is complete and easily accessible to the public is critical to improving research and enabling the public and private sectors to make effective, time-sensitive, and scale-appropriate decisions. So, what really is the problem that we're facing in this realm? It's really that there's no available data sets that can be easily referenced to inform the decisions you make about environmental problems. And at the core of this problem is the apparent lack of resources within the government sectors that are available to solve environmental issues. So we have a very simple solution to this problem, which is to create a mobile application to crowdsource data by allowing the public to report on environmental observations. We are pitching this solution to two groups of customers. One group who are the data suppliers, which are the citizens and researchers in the field. And the next group would be the data users, who are government agencies, private sectors, researchers, and even citizens, and our esteemed civil society organizations who advocate fervently for the environment. Based on what we've been observing locally, our civil society organizations and citizens are very eager to solve this problem of not having enough data, and by extension, environmental challenges, and they are very willing to try new avenues towards solutions. And researchers have a huge stake in the solution, since for them, data access would now be significantly improved. So our application is intended, Crowd Data GA app is intended to function like a social media application, where users will be able to view and comment on other people's posts and submission, and in that way makes it interactive. And at the other end, which are for the data users, they'll be able to access whatever data is stored in user-friendly formats that they can download based on what they're using the data for, as well as which sector they're in. At the front end of the app for the data suppliers, there'll be several categories for reporting. For example, they can report on air quality, water quality. They can report on changes in agriculture, for example, crop cycles or yield. They can comment on waste management or natural disasters such as hurricane. And all of these will be streamlined so submissions are easy. And the big thing about this is that the language used in the app will be very culturally relevant. So when people say the water dirty, we automatically know that what they mean is that the water is murky or opaque, and that the turbidity in scientific jargon of the water is high. We have pegged this solution to a number of SDGs, Sustainable Development Goals, and that's one of the beauties about environmental solutions, is that they tend to span a wide range of disciplines. And at the core is Goal 6, clean water and sanitation, Goal 12, responsible consumption, climate action, life below water, life on land, and zero hunger. And because of this, we have identified a diverse range of collaborators that span advocacy groups in civil society. We have environmental agencies like NEPA and Water Resources Authority, Ministry of Health that deals with public health issues. We have JACRA, RADA, PSOJ, PIOJ, all of these organizations. Pretty much if you can think of an organization in Jamaica, they have a stake in this solution. And we believe a solution like this is viable because people respond to events that have a direct impact on them or on people or things they care about. So leveraging this will allow us to secure buy-in from the public as key stakeholders to the solution. And we believe that the public will feel hopeful and excited as we feel presenting this pitch, that we are all a part of the process of environmental monitoring and thus a part of the solution. And our researchers and regulators no doubt will feel relieved that the data is more readily available and accessible, and that they have so much more data, a broader data set, a more diverse data set on hand to make their decisions. So we're super excited that this solution is already an option. Thank you. We know for sure that the harmful environmental events on the impact of environmental events on our survival and recreation options will influence people to become a voice for the environment. So in terms of cost, we have identified 3 main phases for the project: the research and development, where we'll test our proof of concepts. We'll be meeting with the relevant agencies and conducting social surveys to gauge public interest and participation. And this is where we will determine the features of the app and how they should be presented. And then we move into development and testing. And after that, of course, once the app is fully functional, we'll start to the operational maintenance phase, which keep the app updated so people still want to use it. It's modern, manage the databases, and of course the salaries for our team at this point. So we're looking at around about 30,000 US total for the entire, we're looking at about 30,000 US, yes, for startup, over about 6 months to a year for the research and the app development.
All right,
So
that's
with
time.
that, I'd like to thank you
Whoa, wow.
for,
Right on time.
for tuning in.
Thank you so much, Em. Thank you so much for the presentation. It's just incredible how much work all the presenters put into getting these pitches together. I'm now going to throw over to the judges. We have a question coming in from Doris for you, Em. So stay right where you are. Doris, over to you.
I am really relevant topic that you presented here. My question is, do you see a problem of being able to partner with the government agencies in Jamaica, and how open and willing will they be to take this on, because it is from the public to the government in a way, and NGOs and environmental groups who can make a difference on that side, because there is a lot of transparency you are asking for. It will show up a lot of persons, us, for throwing garbage in the wrong places, for polluting the rivers, to factories who let out polluted sewage, to government agencies, ministers, and related persons who may not have done a job they could have done. Do you think there will be some resistance? And if there would be, what would you think can be done about that?
So the short answer is yes. That was one of the major risks we identified to getting this off the ground. If we decided to go the route of partnering with the government to get the app off the ground. So we actually don't want to go that route. So the government definitely would have access to the data that is in the application. And what we're hoping for is that at the back end of the app development, when it's already in use, they'd recognize the value of it, and potentially we'd be open to selling the app to them or giving them unfettered access to the data for a fee that will help to keep the application going. And so our true partners in this startup, like at the front end, would be our environmental advocacy groups. I think they'll be really on board to getting this off the ground.
Thank you. Great.
Thank you so much, and thanks for the question as well, Doris. I think we are good to go with the questions. Oh, we have one coming in from Lastardo.
Hi, all right. Great presentation. Now, since you're pulling the data, crowdsourcing it, what have you put in place or thinking to put in place when it comes to data accuracy and verifying the data?
Okay, so that's literally the reason why the research and development cost is so high, because before something like this can be useful, we have to actually match public human perceptions with scientific data. So we intend to choose a few communities, do the pilot where people describe a particular environmental resource, be it water or air quality, and we do testing alongside that collection of human data. So we'll get that link. So when people say a particular thing, this is likely what it means. But of course, the disclaimer is that how you use the data is your sole responsibility. So you are expected to actually validate and go into these same areas and do your own checks on the ground.
All right, thank you for that.
Thanks for that, Lastardo. And thank you so much for that, as well. Great presentation there. We are now moving. Wow, what? Guys, I'm blown away. I'm really blown away by these ideas. I can only imagine Andrea and Karen and team. Imagine if they had a week to do this, but I think because of the short period of time, we really get you thinking to develop these concepts. And again, we're very happy you decided to participate in Creative Hack JA. We're now going to move over to our team number 17, We Up, which is also under solid waste management as the category. We have Dwayne Stevens presenting from this team. Dwayne, over to you. Remind everybody, we'll have 6 minutes to present, after which we have the judges another 2 minutes to ask any questions that they may have for you. So Dwayne Stevens, you ready for us? Think you're on mute still, Dwayne.
All right, let me start off by asking you a general question. My question is this: when was the last time you walked past garbage on the road? All right, let me ask you another question. When was the last time you drove past garbage on the road? All right, so Albert Einstein indicated that the true definition of insanity is actually doing the same thing over and over again. So that I want to ask you, is it that we are an insane society, that we sometimes walk past the garbage on the roads, drive past the garbage on the roads? All right, so today, what I want to pitch to you is the fact that we have some persons who may be insane, and the only way we can do that is really through empowerment. So what I'm going to be talking about is the Waste Eradication app, which is really an empowerment app. It's really empowering you and me and persons around our environments to really do the right thing at the right time. That's really what the app is about. So if you get nothing else from this presentation, it's an empowerment app that's going to need you, right? Now,
let's get your screen up, Dwayne. Let's get your screen up.
Yeah. Let us go through, and then I'll share the screen after when the questions come. All right, so the first thing that I want to pitch to you is the fact that we have created this app that is going to empower persons to actually do the right thing, and this is through reciprocity. Now, what our app does, the Waste Eradication app, is that it will form various different collaborations. And the problem is that we as a society, we do not, in our own right and in our own self, deliberately go ahead and do some stuff that we need to do when we should, which is sometimes we see the garbage in our communities, sometimes we walk past it or drive past it. So what we are trying to do is to empower change in behavior. Now, the problem is this: as it is now, we are not doing it, and our solution is really to give you an opportunity to get points, rewards, get incentives that would drive you towards a change in behavior. And we have various different organizations that we have collaborated with. Let me ask you a question. Wouldn't you love to get a point or reward system or money back, cash back on your grocery items, free credit, free mobile phones? All right, so on hotel stays, you and your boo, or maybe even you and your family, if you're already married, right? Now, we have collaborations with Lime, Digicel, hotels, and we also have retail companies and agencies. But our focus right now for the first 3 months is really downtown Kingston. So that's our scope. And in our scope, what we are going to have is we're going to have community ambassadors who will be training, empowering them to go into their own communities, spreading the word of how they can adopt the app that we are proposing. One of the things that we'll be measuring is really app adoption and utilization. And we are saying for the persons who have adopted and utilized the app, we are going to be giving you something in return. And that's the genesis, and that's the basis, and that's it. Through reciprocity, you are going to get change. It's not going to happen overnight, but once you start, eventually it will happen. Now, the cost for this product is going to be based on, well, a lot of different areas. So one of it is we're going to do a feasibility study. We are also going to be looking at developing a prototype, and we're also going to be incorporating the NSWMA in the project, because as we know, they play a pivotal role when it comes to waste management in Jamaica. So we are also going to be forming another collaboration with them. They already have an existing app. However, their app does not have an incentive tied to it. And that's where we come in. We'll be giving them that as an add-on cost. And also, because we know that not everyone has internet capability, the app will also be 0 rated. So when it's 0 rated, meaning you can go on and you'll be able to actually interface with the app, actually get the points and the rewards for the work that you'll be doing in terms of garbage collection and disposal. And I can elaborate more if needs be. However, due to the limited time and due to the time that we have been given, I will pause by just saying to you that some of the things that we need to consider as a country is the fact that we need to take action. It doesn't happen overnight, but we have to be mindful of the fact that this is a global problem, and we as individuals have a responsibility that we now need to move forward in order to get this corrected. Now, there are some sustainable development goals associated with this project. One of them being the sustainable citizen communities, good health and well-being, and also industry innovation and infrastructure. And the final one being partnership and sustainable development. Now, for change to happen, everyone, we need to be the change. And yes, you can, but I'm not Barack Obama, but I'm just saying, it's all up to us to get this change going. And with the Waste Eradication Act, that is the main focus. Over to you. Thank you.
Right on time there, Dwayne. Thank you so much for that presentation. Again, all the presenters and speakers are just so good in getting these thoughts across to us. Big up yourself, Dwayne. I see in the chat section as well. I see Sherry and Kadir and the others talking in there. By the way, guys, I have this crazy idea. When we go to commercial break, I have this very, very crazy idea. So in the meantime, just ensure that you have a nice, well-lit spot that's selfie-able, because we're talking about creative and tech. So just have a nice little spot where you can get a nice selfie in the meantime. I'm not talking to all 68 of us on the call right now, but you're going to hear my crazy idea very soon. We have a question coming in from Ruth for you, Dwayne. Ruth, over to you.
Thank you. All right, so do you have, I know you mentioned you would have partnerships.
Yes, definitely.
Do you have any locked, and you can't disclose everything, but do you have anything locked in yet to ensure you get through you mentioned the first 3 months you're going to focus on downtown Kingston?
Yes.
My question, but hold on, not quite finished yet. So because you mentioned incentive based, so with so many things top of mind, people thinking about COVID, crime, day-to-day bills, like what would get them interested and really hold them? That's why I asked about if you have a partnership already.
Okay, and that's a very good question. So the first phase is really focused on building community awareness. So we'll be having community ambassadors specifically from downtown Kingston, because that's where we're going to start. That's the scope. And then we're going to build out from there. So the first thing is getting the awareness campaign going, having persons who live in these communities that are faced with the constant waste issue, and helping them to see how best they can empower their own communities by probably doing some door-to-door, having giveaways, and also we're going to infuse social media in the mix of it. We know a lot of persons don't have the smartphones. So if you have a banger, we'll also be doing text marketing. So it will be a heavily driven, data-driven campaign towards getting the awareness going. And the partnerships that we're having, and I haven't spoken to her yet, but she's on the line now. We have the CEO who's on the panel from Kingston Creative. So she'll be an integral role in terms of getting to those communities downtown.
Thank you so much, Dwayne. Thank you for that question. Ruth, do we have any other questions from any of our judges for Dwayne before we move over to our next presenter? Sounds as if we're solid. Thank you so much again, Dwayne and the team, for putting this together and coming up with this concept as a part of the Kingston Creative Hackathon. We're almost there, sadly, almost there, because I can't believe we just made it through 8 teams. And now we're moving over to team number 4. This is Crypto Creative Collective, and they're pitching under the category Cultural and Creative Industries. The presenters will be Kale Eitel. I feel like I butchered enough names today, but please forgive me, guys. I will also have Erica Richards as a part of the presentation from this team. So guys, remember, we got 6 minutes to get it down. And of course, we'll have another 2 minutes for our panel of judges to feed any questions they may have to you. So welcome, team, over to you.
Hi, greetings and give thanks. So we know the COVID-19 pandemic isn't the only disastrous ailment out the road. From when our whole region been a suffer from colonialism's stronghold, and although we thrive with soul, the heartbeat of the world needs to change its pulse. Our history shows wherever I pump out countless volumes of cultural capital, our superpower, and quite literally for what it is actually worth, we not see the money flow. In comes my team, the Crypto Creative Collective, with our solution for innovation, we call it Creative 3.0, facilitated today by Kingston Creative, IDB Lab, and the Development Bank of Jamaica. This isn't an ordinary pitch. It's more legendary, for we are not ordinary people, nor is this an ordinary situation. We are cultural practitioners, waymakers, embarking on a mission to financially empower the entire region, starting first with our nation. So let me bring you over to our problem statement. There's extreme frustration in the Caribbean creative community due to a lack of trust, support, and funding. And this is leading to industry brain drain and stagnation of the creative economy. And none of we want that for keep, right? So check it pre. From how we made the thing, we see that by implementing a decentralized platform paired with a 3-phase multimedia awareness and educational outreach campaign, we can create regional awareness, autonomy, and access to creatives in the cryptoverse and NFT space. So when my predecessor, Miss Luz, told the world, we look up, but we talawa, that was an affirmation, a firm reminder of what we're capable of. And it's time to claim the change we need to see. What we are saying is there's no longer a need to rely on external gatekeepers or internal links when we can mint our own keys, unlocking greater access to virtually everything. And no way I can say it better, but we ready for level up. So will you join us? By us, I'm talking about the over an estimated 100,000 cultural practitioners in Jamaica's culture and creative industries. We have a range of ages, genders, and crafts and skill levels, along with a range in our levels of technical proficiency throughout the Caribbean. But this is something that my team and I are very passionate about, particularly the educational awareness campaign that goes along with our solution. And I'll pass it to you, Kyle.
All right. Hi, guys. So the truth of the matter is that artists have never been in control of the money that we need to make our works. You know, we've been at the behest of patrons, institutions, governments, and so on and so forth. And now we kind of sit on a unique opportunity. Web3 technologies offer us the ability to own that infrastructure. We can take the money part of things out of the boardrooms and into our own hands. We can build a community-powered financing and fundraising platform, literally manifesting the value of our culture in a space that can close that gap that we have and create direct linkages between creators, the finance, and the audience. But what will this look like? Rika, next slide for me. All right, so what will Creative 3.0 look like? So we need a starting point. We need a thing around which we can build this community. So Creative 3.0 will firstly be a platform allowing creators to create a profile and list projects that they need financial support for. Supporters can then support those projects directly through their Web3 wallets. You guys have heard about crypto, you've heard about the, Bitcoin and all these things. Well, this will be a platform that can tap into that large capital market, which is global, right? Jamaican culture, Caribbean culture has fans in all over the place, and we can reach directly to them. They can reach directly to us, and we can build a pool of finance that everyone can benefit from. But it's more than just financing, fundraising. It's about building a community around this. So creators that post things will also become owners of this platform, right? Meaning they can then use the platform to curate their audience, as well as having a direct hand in making that platform better and deciding what are the next steps. What do we need in terms of financing? What do we need in terms of fundraising? What do we need to move to the next level? And there's, as Rico mentioned, there's going to be a big focus on education, educating us in finance, and making the mental linkages between the technology, the finance, and the creators. And our approach to community and collaboration goes beyond this, right? We have communities, we have stakeholder groups in the countries, we have stakeholder groups across the Caribbean, things like JAFTA, Manifesto J, Jaria, JAMS, Kingston Creative. The idea behind behind Creative 3.0 is inclusion. We want everybody, we want a big community to take part in this, right? So we've costed out our proof of concept. Being that Web3 is such a unique space, there's a lot of support in the community. And one of the advantages of that is a lot of the development has been very transparent. There are a lot of things out there. So that in essence has lowered the cost of rolling out our proof of concept. So we use kind of the prize money as a guide to see how those funds would be distributed, among the different action areas that we need to do.
Yeah, hopefully we can get some of the questions in from the judges. We're right there on the 6 minutes for the time. All right,
cool. So let me just wrap up quickly. So we have a big opportunity to transform our cultural goodwill into actual working capital. There are a lot of risks in this, but that's creating. Creating is about taking risks. And now is the time that we can take that risk. If this doesn't work, we will still have a big community behind us that we can use and tap into and develop what would be the next iteration of this concept. And of course, we're talking about building a whole creative economy, developing it, so more projects means more jobs, more growth, more things that are earning for us. And our, the creative industries are among some of the most sustainable industries in this world. And thank you guys for your time. So hopefully you can get some questions in.
Thanks for that, Kyle and the team. Do we have any questions from our judges at this time? We can get those in quickly to move over to the next team. Lastardo, question coming in from you.
Yes, nice presentation. Quickly, have you guys put some thought into the blockchain platform you guys will be using?
Yeah, so I've personally already been kind of going through that process, and I'm looking at a level 2 platform like a Polygon or something like that to build on, because not only are we looking at the cost considerations, but also the environmental considerations, and kind of those level 2, level 3 solutions will let us build more environmentally sustainable solutions in Web3 as well.
All right, I have one more question, but I don't know if anybody else wants to go. Okay, all right, so you mentioned a marketplace for creators. Can you just kind of give me a scenario of how that works out? All
right, so let's say me, I'm a filmmaker by trade. So I have, say, a short film, a proof of concept short film that I want to make to pitch to people. It would become, I would have my creator profile on the platform. And from that, I would then list my project on the platform. And then people would be able to log into the platform with their MetaMask, and they would simply say, my project would list a set of NFTs as a reward, for instance, and people would then be able to use their crypto or whatever currency we are driving this on to then purchase those NFTs, which are then make them, which are their signs of support. And I would develop specific rewards tied to those NFTs. And maybe down the line, those NFTs could be tied into, even financial rewards as well.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Lastardo. Abishai, I think we have a question from you. We'll take the final question from you for Kyle.
Yeah, quick question.
could you just give a summary of how exactly the business itself earns? And then kind of part two, in any kind of, I guess you say showcase of creatives like that, who then determines the order in which you see work or you see different things that have been pitched for funding? Is that something that happens just based on when it goes up? And it's just time, it's a time lapse of first come, first serve?
Yeah, so in terms of highlighting on the sites, that is something that we, will be done kind of through even integrating traditional, previous versions of Web 2.0. So, social media and stuff there, we will probably have some kind of curation mechanism in terms of that. And, it will also rely to some extent on the creators and the community to share as well within their networks. And then to answer your first question, in terms of earning, the idea with starting with this kind of take on crowdfunding is that rather than paying, the way the platform earns at this stage is rather than paying Kickstarter or somebody else that 5-10% take of your, the funds you raise, it then goes into kind of this central community organization. We're looking at what we call a decentralized autonomous organization as the business model around this. And that then, builds that pool of money as more projects are added and stuff like that.
Thank you so much, Kyle. Thanks for that question as well, Abishai. Wow, what a great presentation. All the presentations have been so solid. Thank you so much for all the amazing work you guys have put into these pitches. You guys are amazing. You guys are fantastic. And now we're about to close off with our final pitch for the Creative Hack JA 2022, almost a 2021. I don't want to remember that year at all. But let's move over to our final team, which is team number 22, Taxi Circle, and their pitch is under transportation. The presenter from team number 22 is Denzel Williams. Denzel, over to you. Reminder, we operate within the 6 minutes period, and then we will move forward to ask questions for another 2 minutes from our judges. Denzel, floor is yours.
Thank you. Just confirm you're able to see my screen, please.
Good to go.
Awesome. All right, good afternoon, everyone. Denzel here, and I'm representing the Hackathonators with our concept Taxi Circle. So this is the amazing team that put this together in one day, just to give a shout out to them. And I'll head right into the story. So daily commute in Jamaica. Let's start with Crystal. She's a teacher at a school, and she needs to take a taxi to get where she needs to go. So she gets in a cab, and the driver he's being reckless. He's overtaking, he's swerving, he's speeding, and the passengers, they just want to get out. And this is something common here. So it's nothing strange to the person that, take certain vehicles a lot, but it happens. And Crystal, she said, if it was a way where I could just have people be aware that this type of driver is like this, and this would help alleviate people going into these vehicles. Now we have another person coming in. We have Ashley, and Ashley is a younger person, and she took the same cab a couple of days after. Now the thing with Ashley is she actually got in an accident this time, so she wasn't as lucky. However, she could overhear passersby saying it's kind of expected because this driver is always like this, and her thought was just, if only I knew sooner. So let's touch into the problem. Well, commuters, they don't really have adequate information on the vehicles that they're going into. And because of that, they're kind of exposed to a lot of the risk in terms of traveling with a driver that's a threat to their safety. Now, the solution for that, it's Taxi Circle, and it's a community-driven platform where commuters, they can submit and review reports of public passenger vehicles, or PPVs. So it's one place where they can get information to make safe, informed travel decisions. And this has a couple of features. So as I mentioned, you could do some reporting. So if you're in a vehicle and you could note the license plate, you could say if it's a good experience or a bad one. If it is a bad experience, you could specify maybe if it was reckless driving, if it was speeding, if it was something even more serious, like if it was armed robbery. And then this, of course, ties into the lookup side of things. So you could view as well this information. So you could scan the license plate, or you could enter it manually. But pretty much you'll be able to know your driver before even get in the car, because here I'm seeing the license plate, and I could see that this driver has a 2.3 rating out of 5. So it's saying to, be cautious. I'm seeing the owner's information, and I could see those recent reports. Next, I could see route analytics. So I traveled halfway through to Papine a lot. I could take a look at what that, what's going on that route. I'm seeing here that the average safety is 2.8. That's because, the vehicles on this route, they might have been reported negatively a lot. And next, we have real-time alerts. So you can actually be informed of events happening that might be of concern. So for example, in this scenario, we're seeing that there's a certain vehicle with a certain license plate number that is reported to be involved in armed robberies of passengers in a specific area. So if you have those notifications set up, you'll be able to get those announcements. So who's our customer? You kind of guessed it. It is anyone that utilizes public passenger vehicles. And as for collaboration, we have the ability to integrate with a couple bodies. So we have Transport Authority, where we could get information on the PPV vehicles and owners, as well as the JCF. They could use our platform to broadcast some of those announcements. They typically use social media. This would be a platform that goes straight out immediately. All right, so for our proof of concept, we'll go through in a couple of stages. First, we have a survey, and this is kind of just to understand the general perception of the app and figure out some of the pain points and kinks. Next, we'll have a user experience prototype, and this is pretty much just to understand if the app is usable, if it's understandable, if people relate to it, and if there are any feedback and suggestions. Then we move into a working MVP, or put it out there, a control group, and see how it works in the real world. To get feedback and see what functionality is like. And this would take us about 6 months. Some costs, well, web hosting definitely. So we also have some design and development, as well as incentives for testing and some travel allowance. And this all equates to about $280,000. So opportunities, well, we definitely could support law enforcement efforts through integration at a higher level. Maybe we could have some of these reports automatically being transmitted into tickets on the JCF end, as well as it's easy to kind of add additional features and rapidly scale to other markets. So we could pretty much lift up shop and go in another Caribbean island or set up in this, Latin America, as well as we kind of empowering the traveling public to influence these PPV drivers to be more vigilant. So those are the opportunities that we have here. Risks, well, definitely one is low adoption from the public, as well as financial constraints if we need to grow exponentially, and we definitely need to get funding, additional funding there. So we're looking at sustainable development goals as well, and we would satisfy goal 11, which is sustainable transport, pretty much making cities and settlements inclusive, safe, and resilient in terms of travel. And to kind of wrap things up, so our really end vision is to have a way for people to be able to travel safely, to know what they're getting into, and then our persons such as Ashley and Crystal, they will have a much better experience and a much better quality of service working with local transport. So a safer travel community, a safer Jamaica. That is Taxi Circle.
Right on time there, Denzel. Thank you so much for this. Wow, you guys are amazing. The presentations today are just really, really top tier. The thoughts and how you guys were able to turn around these things into a pitch in such a limited time. We have some questions coming in from our judges here. Let's get your question in, Ruth. And then we have a question coming in from Johan as well. So Ruth, over to you.
How would you handle people saying there's room for unfairness, like it's heavily rooted in public opinion? What about the drivers? Speculation. It's not objective. How would you handle that?
Yes, that is a good point of concern. And so we intend to tackle that in stages. First, we kind of test to see how it works initially. However, we do anticipate that some drivers might have issues with that, and we intend to use some methods to kind of ensure that persons aren't abusing the system. So, after the MVP, we could look into things like AI to kind of figure out, make sure that, someone in Westmoreland isn't trying to rate a route taxi in halfway tree, and, he hasn't been in that area in a while. So things like that can be implemented to kind of curtail that type of experience. And then we could also look into how do we have the drivers appeal some of these reviews that they might have gotten. So those are definitely things in the pipeline.
Thank you so much, Denzel. Johan, over to you.
Yes, this is interesting. But I would like to ask, one, how much research went into what exists before this idea in the market? Because the Transport Authority itself has an app to do exactly this. How would yours be different?
All right, so we did do some research and we didn't encounter a app from the Transport Authority that does the same thing. However, what we are aware of is that private companies do have their own apps with their own rating systems. If the Transport Authority does have an app like that, it would have been very underrepresented. We weren't able to find it when we did our research.
Okay. So what is the advantage then over the ones that the other companies have?
Right, so we're intending to use a lot of data to ensure that the scores that we give to the different vehicles they're assigned accurately. And so, we want to have people have a great user experience as well using the application. Some other things we're looking at is integrating with, as I said, law enforcement, etc., where we can have people open and kind of just contributing together. We also have ideas for things like, maybe people want to do other things. You might want to send your location to family or friends in your circle. So those would be additional features that what I would assume other apps don't maybe not have right now. But it's definitely a point we have to research and see what's out there. And then definitely, since it's something we didn't really know about, we could look at it, do our pivot, and see how we could still bring value and add something different to the market.
Okay.
Thanks for that, Denzel. And I think we have a question coming in from Ruth. Or Ruth, your hands were still up from the first. Okay, good to go? Yeah, okay, good to go. Wow, guys, what an amazing Saturday morning. Well, Saturday morning / afternoon, because we're now 18 minutes after 12. Fantastic work to all the team who sat down, pulled together these ideas, made it work. A big round of applause for you. This was just great. It was well done. It really, of course, was testing because you had such a short period to put these thoughts together. But I think all our judges, all our audience members are very impressed with the work, churned out today. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful work. Now, judges, you have to go and figure out how this thing works, because I don't know what you're going to do. Abishai, you want last starter, Ruth and Doris? Up to you. I believe we have a breakout room for our judges to move forward to now and deliberate. After which they will, we will have the honor. Well, I will have the honor of announcing, the winners for today. I think I seen a question coming in from Ruth there.
I just want to clarify something. They had 1 day to refine this. This was yesterday?
They had hours. Yep. I can imagine how blown away you are.
Good job to all of them.
Yeah, man. Fantastic job. All right, so we have the room being prepared for our judges to move over. By the way, please do not leave. Anybody, don't leave the call, right? Because we have things to do. I'll go play. We're going to figure out what we're going to do during the period. But the room is being prepped for the judges to move over. The tech team is sending over the request to our judges right now to head over to their rooms to do the judging, which is quite a hefty task. All right, our judges are now gone, so we're here. Yay, everybody! Before the judges return, we have a few announcements coming in from the team at Kingston Creative. I am now joined by Catherine Johnson, who's the art district manager at Kingston Creative. And Catherine is going to give us a quick rundown as to what's going on, what's happening. But before you even do that, Catherine, what is your take on today's presentation from the hackers?
Hi, Joel. Hi, everyone. Boy, I came in late, I will admit, but I caught maybe about 4 presentations and they were absolutely excellent. As Ruth said, and you said, they only had a matter of hours to get this together. And I am amazed. I'm really, really amazed. And I'm really, really excited to see how you guys are going to choose the winner out of, such excellent ideas.
All right, Catherine, thank you. And in terms of even, some of the projects that are currently being lined up by Kingston Creative. You can talk to us about that, because I'm sure, our participants as well as audience members would love to know, so they can also participate and be a part of those initiatives and activities taking place.
Okay, certainly. First, I want to plug the Paint the City project, part 3, that is coming up just in a couple of months. As everyone has probably seen either online through pictures or been there themselves, we have a developing walking art gallery on Water Lane downtown, and we intend to continue that, maybe launching in February, March, where we want to add maybe 10 more murals that will highlight the different areas of the creative arts. We have dance, music, theater, film, poetry, visual arts, you name it. We want to highlight the bodies of work that contributed to these sectors. We want to highlight the icons. We want to highlight the different styles, the different people. And so just imagine yourself being immersed in life-size paintings representing different areas of our arts going down along Water Lane, heading in the direction of the IOJ. So that's something that we're launching, just in a couple of months. So visual artists who are on the call, please look out for that open call come February. What's next? What's next is our meetup, actually. That's next week, Friday. And we are talking about building an online community. And as a matter of fact, the Creative Hack is an excellent example of that, because some of these teams probably never met each other before. They did all their work online. Some of them met each other online, developed their pitches online, and are presenting it online. So they met like-minded people who could put together solid ideas all in a virtual platform. And I mean, with COVID here and probably here to stay for a little bit, unfortunately, we have to learn how to navigate the digital system. We have to learn how to navigate an online space. And so that's what we're talking about in the meetup next week, Friday at 5 p.m. I'm going to try to drop the link in the chat after I'm done presenting. So we're talking about meeting like-minded people, building your brand, building your networks, all in a digital space. It will be hosted by Tavia Benjamin, our resident star host, and our guest speakers are Naomi Garrick, PR specialist, personal branding coach, and our lovely host here today, Joel Namdarko, marketing and communication specialist. So, we have 2 lovely hosts who are going to join us in conversation. And I want to remind everyone that the meetup is a space for people to network and have conversation, meet people that you never thought you could meet before. So we're going to introduce breakout rooms where people actually have the opportunity to talk in smaller, intimate settings with the guest speakers and with each other, share contacts and, build a network, because that's what we're trying to do. This is not my program, but I want to just plug Catapult Part 2, which is a Caribbean arts grant giving $500 to Caribbean creative and cultural practitioners. That's all you need to be, a Caribbean cultural and creative practitioner to apply and receive a grant of $500. COVID has really hit creatives really, really hard. And so that is trying to, kind of alleviate the restraint, the constraints that have been on creatives. I think I have touched on everything. I hope I have.
Yeah, that's majority of it. And as you mentioned, Catherine, I'm excited to join the team next week in terms of the meetup, because I know most of the guys met me here as a presenter. I've been with them yesterday and I'm with them again today, but there's so much more as it pertains to like personal brand building, getting out there, networking, etc. It's no surprise that I even know my co-presenter Naomi. We met a couple years ago, and when she sent me a message on WhatsApp, she's like, "Yay, we're presenting together." I'm like, yeah. So there's a lot.
There was a lucky pairing.
Yeah, right. Trust me, we are great. In fact, Naomi, and you'll hear more about it next week if you guys come. Naomi is a writer for entrepreneur.com, which is like a huge online publication. So the other day I woke up and I was doing my morning reads and I saw Naomi's article top on Google. That is huge. And her article was talking about branding on LinkedIn, personal branding on LinkedIn. And I sent her the message. She's like, "Joel, what?" So, these are, I'm just telling you of the caliber of persons that you'll be in conversation with.
Joel himself. Top tier speakers, please come out and learn from the gurus how to get in touch with everybody online.
Yes. Thank you so much for those words there, Catherine. Of course, we want to also again, mention our sponsors. They have done, trust me, tremendous work with us in terms of, just getting things off, DBJ, IDB, and, just Kingston Creative leading and just getting things moving and not waiting to elevate and motivate our creators. So everybody, please, make use of those opportunities there. Catherine just made a list of some of the stuff. I see a question in the group chat from Romain asking if those details can be emailed over to them. I'm sure we can handle that from our end in terms of.
Certainly, drop your email in the chat and we will add you to our mailing list. We send out information on every single program that we have. So just drop your email, drop your contacts, and we will, put them into the database.
Yeah. Thank you so much again, Catherine. Now you can stay with me because I have some questions for our, to see if everybody was really listening. You guys can raise your hand to answer. One of the questions I have is name at least 3 Kingston creative programs or projects. Let me see who can get that one right. I don't see anybody raise their hand to answer this question. These are very easy questions, We just wanted to name 3. All right, I see Rika. Rika, you want to answer that one for us?
All right, so one would be Create Tech, right? The creative hack is an example of that. Then you got Catapult, and then you have the murals downtown at Waterland. So yeah.
Is she correct, Catherine? I think she is.
Hey.
All right, Rika, thanks for that. And then name 2 of the sponsors for Create Tech. Who wanted that one? That one the easy, That one the easy. That one is easy. Come on, guys. Come on. 2 of our sponsors for. All right, Urka. I see you, Urka. You want to answer that one?
I think someone answered in the chat, Joel.
No, they might
already.
Inform Panwe. Hold on, where Catherine? Them Mr. IDB and Jump Pro.
Yeah. Somebody inform me.
Catherine, them correct?
Sorry, I dropped off. Please tell me the question, Joel.
Name 2 of the sponsors for Create Tech.
Okay, all right. We're ready to choose. Are we choosing? Let me look in the chat.
Yeah, I see somebody say IDB and Jam Pro. I see somebody say Bank of Jamaica and Jam Pro. Okay, you want to go ahead, Anne-Marie? Anne-Marie, you want to go ahead and answer that one?
Yes. You have IBD Lab and Development Bank of Jamaica Limited.
Yes. Congrats on that, Anne-Marie. And then I have one more question. Who is bold enough to tell us at least 3 of the sustainable development goals? At least 3 of them. Let me hear that one. Who wants to take that one? At least, okay, Rika, school challenge quiz. Go on through, Rika.
Ready. SDG 8, decent work and economic growth. SDG 9, industry, innovation, and infrastructure. And SDG 17, partnerships for the goals, because those are the 3 that my team were aligned with the most.
Ooh, all right. Yeah, man, Rika win the gold medal today. And speaking of team, I see Gabriel saying, why is your voice so fabulous though? Yes, Rika. Yep, we're talking about school challenge quiz mixed with poetry and creativity. Yeah, man, big up with yourself. But speaking more of just the networking opportunities, is there anybody who met their team members yesterday? I would love to share what that experience was like. Just yesterday, meet a team member. Remember, it's a very relaxed environment with the panel, so nobody's supposed to be afraid to talk. But who met their team members yesterday? I would love to share what that experience is like, because that is a big part of what we are about. That's a big part of what the journey is. That's a big part of just networking, connecting. Looking for some folks to share that. I see Kimona. Kimona, you want to share with us? You want to come up on stage and share that with us? I see Shanae as well. Let me start with Shanae. Kimona, I'd love to hear that experience. I want some more people to share, you know, what that experience was like as well.
I don't have
Shanae,
to start my video, right?
you don't have to. I love to see people, but you don't have to start your video. You don't have to start your video.
All right, let me start my video. I don't know why I decided to put on your shirt today, but I mean, it's fine. So the experience was something that was completely new to me. I've never done one of these hacks or any pitching or anything of the sort like this before. And it was so weird because we even discussed it. We never met each other, never spoke to each other before. And the chemistry and the mesh that we just had, it was so, I don't even know how to explain it. It was absolutely great, honestly.
And in terms of even building the synergies and the teamwork around it, how did you work together, you know, first time in meeting this group and you know, working to pull together around an idea and a cause that you care about? How did you balance out some of the disagreements and all that kind of thing?
And as I said, it was so weird because we just worked together so seamlessly. It was like we were already a team before we actually met up with each other. So how we really started it was we just asked each person what was the pitch that we had originally, and then we chose the best one out of that, and then we pulled the information together, and then we just ran with it. The IT person jump on and them do them thing, and the accounts person jump on and them do them thing, and everybody just, it was just great. And the best part about it was everybody was open to the feedback. So for me, I'm a very analytical and critical person. So when we say, and Connolly can agree with this, when you say, X, Y, and Z, I say, but they really care about that though. I would just want to tell them.
Yes.
So it was just a seamless balance. Trust me, it was a great experience. It was
I love that.
Great experience.
I love that, Shanae. My shirt twin. Big up yourself. How is the fashion? You know, fashion. Big up yourself, Shanae. I love that. I love that. Synergies are, you know, it's a fantastic thing. In my very young career as well, if you know, synergies and teamwork is really what bring across several things that happen. So I'm very happy to hear that, Shanae. Big up you and the team members. You want to shout out the team members? I know Connolly.
So shout out Connolly, Thorn, Alright, Erwin, everybody. Big up on yourself because we did that. And I told them, you know, yesterday when you guys were doing the deliberation, I said, listen, if them don't choose we in the top 10, you know, me and them are gonna have words because we did that. We did it. So we're going to exchange words if we don't see congratulations email by 10 o'clock.
I love it. I love the energy. I can only imagine how amazing it was on the group as well, because the energy I'm getting right now is very infectious. Thank you so much,
yes,
Shanae,
no
for sharing
problem.
that.
And it was great meeting you.
Yeah, man, fantastic, Shanae. Kimona, you want to come up and share your experience as well? Because I know you mentioned it in the chat as well. Yes, Kimona.
But I can't say anything after that energy earlier. But you know, I have to come and impress my team and defend ways. So yes, everyone was new. Matter of fact, I think we had the weirdest combination because we're actually the two solid waste group and we combined into one because each of us lost members before we even started. I think everyone came on, just met each other, and then by the time we started talking, so it was first me, Abigail, Ramona, and we were talking and we're like, boy, we're not an IT person, you know, we're just bare creatives in this group and a scientist in this group, and we're all excited, but we're IT people there. Same time, we get two more people coming, Patrina and Marlene, God bless them. And we just all kind of, one thing that was common for all of us is that we recognized that we were fed up and tired of seeing garbage all over the place. So that was the one link for all of us. We're like, there are multiple ways we can meet this, we can challenge this, we can tackle it, but we just know that we have that one common problem. And I think that is what kind of held us together because, I mean, it's all girl team, energy strong, all of we smart, all of we have all of our ideas, right? But we definitely felt the unity. And I need to point out again, We had no IT person, so we came through with the energy and we had everything ready for everyone.
Yes.
Just too hard for it.
No, man, I think everything was fantastic. As the Kingston Creative saying, who run the world?
We do.
Okay.
Women do.
There you go. Thank you so much for sharing that, Kimona. I love it. I love it. I love it. Big up your team.
Thanks again.
Yeah, man, fantastic. I'd love to hear from another person who met for the first time with their teams. And then we can kind of move forward. Kyle, go on through, Kyle. All right, I think you're on mute there.
So hold on, there we go. My volume was down. So I kind of got put on a team, and I was kind of the new guy there. And it turned out that what they had been working on was aligned almost perfectly, like two jigsaw puzzle pieces that you just find each other. Yeah. And then from like that point on, they shared the document they were working on. I shared the document with the ideas I had. And then it was just this great back and forth. We were in the Zoom, we were in WhatsApp, we were just going and going and going, and it continued. We were up this morning, Rika and I, just making little tweaks here, little tweaks there, trying to make sure that we got this, we were all on the same page. And to really kind of because like the concept has been bubbling in my brain for months, and then to not only get the opportunity to pitch, but to work and really work that idea with a team of aligned people, it was really like it's been really great experience. And I don't think I would trade that, like, even if we don't win or whatever, the alignment, I can't take it for granted. And I'm going to tell everybody that this thing is happening at some point somewhere. It's happening.
I love it, Kyle. I love it. I mean, I can always share my perspective on some of the stuff because I'm not judging anything, but it's very good when especially pitching projects, and all the projects are so relevant. Basically, cryptocurrencies and all them kind of stuff is something that's very topical now. And something that I am very pro as well is pro Caribbean. So anything that's in place to really pull together ideas and concepts around anything that protects and better our local creatives, I'm for that. I'm 100% with you there.
And it is, there's things that I don't like about the space, that crypto space right now. Mm-hmm. But I think that we can't just stick our head in the ground and ignore the technology. It is an opportunity with all the problems that it comes with, all those risks that I had on that slide. Mm-hmm. It is a chance for us to do something and build something that is our own. And I think that ownership, that empowerment is like, just like these sessions, just like these things is important.
Mm. Yes, I'm 100% with you there. We have 60 persons on here, and I'm just so impressed with the numbers because, advocacy is not attractive. Meaning, if you go on any space right now, or social space or something, and you have two conversations taking place, I'm guaranteeing you that one that has nothing to do with advocacy and bettering people's lives is the one that's most followed. Because advocates, it takes such a while for people to warm up to what you're saying, even though it's for the betterment and improvement. But one thing we have to keep is that spirit and that fire to get whatever it is that we want to do off the ground. It's going to take time, it's going to take effort. And it's very unfortunate, but the most important thing is to just stay focused and get those things done.
It is hard. It is hard to have those tough conversations and then to build that community around those conversations. Yes. It's one thing, after moving back after film school and, trying to find my place here in the industry, things like JAFTA happened and stuff, and the hard work that we were putting in there still, and so on, and seeing Kingston Creative spawn in this kind of same window and stuff like that, kind of drives home that we need to come together to tackle these problems.
Yep, I agree there, Kyle. Thank you so much for sharing. Yeah, man, no, I appreciate it. Thank you so much for sharing the perspectives there. The team that spoke about gender-based violence, I found that as something very important as well. And what I also noticed with that specific team, I realized that that's to support her. I realized we had about 4 males in that team with Brittany Patterson as a female. Men, I want to know what was it like working on that team, because we need so much more men involved in supercharging these conversations. So that team that support her, either Jonathan, Romain, Peter, or Sean. I don't know. I want you to come up and just share that with us.
Yeah, Romain here.
Romain, yeah, man.
Support her. I can't show my background because it's FaceTiming right now.
That's fine, man. Go on through.
Let me tell you, Team 7, oh my God. I mean, like everybody said, we didn't know our team members. I didn't know anybody there. We didn't know each other. But we just gel. It was just organic. It was just natural. We were just coming up with ideas after ideas, and we were all passionate about this. Gender-based violence. I mean, 4 males and 1 female. And I remember we said to Brittany, Brittany, listen, you are the face of this. You are going to present this. You're the only female. You're going to present with passion and drive. And you're going to make the judge believe in what we are trying to push. And Brittany just took it on. She led the way, and all of us decided to support her as male. Because we're here to support our females, our Jamaican women, our strong Black Jamaican women, to say, listen, you don't have to be shamed. You don't have to live in silence. You don't have to fight this monster on your own. We as men, we're here to support you. And we know the plethora of females, Jamaican females, who support in this drive. And we want to just push this drive. So Team 7, big up to yourself. I love you guys. And thank you, Kingston Creative, for this opportunity. Blessings.
Oh my God. Love it, love it, love it. That's just, trust me, that's just fantastic news. And I'm happy with what happened, because I'm sure, the perspectives of all 4 of our, males who worked on this project, certain things I'm sure Brittany would have learned from and understood, and a newer perspective on certain things. Very important conversations, that we would have had. There was also like really, real great appreciation for some of the convos that came out of even technology. Meshtech coming up with that concept, and Connolly sharing her, her story around that. I don't know if one of the team members from Meshtech, whether Shanae, Thorne, or Erin want to come in, to just talk about how finding the frustration again in a challenge, and coming up with a solution to fix it. In terms of having that conversation, what was that like? I'd love for one of the other team members to hop up and just share that for a second, because there's particular interest in internet accessibility right now in Jamaica. Any of the team members from Mesh, apart from Connolly, would love to do that for us. Let me see here. Yeah, any of the other team members from Meshtech want to do that? Because I think that was a very important point there. If not, the conversations around solid waste management and environment as well, those were so key, and
Oh,
the
my apologies.
stories. Hold on, let me see. Who's that?
Oh, it's Shanae. I stepped away from the computer for a moment. Could you just repeat the question?
That's for Meshtech.
Meshtech, yes.
I wanted to know in terms of, because of how internet accessibility is important right now, how quick was it to just establish that as a problem and not spending a lot of time debating around the solutions? What was that process like working with the group?
Well, as I had stated before, we kind of just did it. It wasn't even like a long brainstorm, I would say, because coincidentally, Connolly, myself, and Thorne had selected internet accessibility as one of our pitches in the initial application. So what we did was just try to work and see how we could fit in and integrate all of those ideas. But then we realized that there was a cost implication that was associated with some of them, and then in terms of feasibility, and then we just said, all right, like we say, reevaluate and then run with it.
Yeah. I'm getting words that our judges are still deliberating. So I just, waiting them to come. I know it's very nerve-wracking. So we just kind of get a little nerve off a little bit more. For the teams that focused on solid waste management, my God, just yesterday I was driving, to go purchase something and I looked. So for those who know Spanish Town, before you reach the hospital, there is a bridge that you have to, one little bridge where you drive past. And I looked to the right, guys, and when I tell you how devastating it was, and I believe that's a little historical site, the bridge right in front of the hospital.
Yeah, yes, it is the Spanish Bridge or Spanish Bridge.
Yes, it is. When you look over and you see the garbage, it's just bizarre. But it has become such a norm for us to just see these things and not, pay much attention to it. And that's why the advocacy, and I know, for the teams who pitched their passion around the advocacy for solid waste management, I know how critical it is for us to do so. I don't know if anybody from either Clean JA or from the WEAP would love to come up and talk a little bit more about, what's the quick solutions that we really need to push forward where this is concerned, and even how we can activate our online communities more. The ideas were solid and great. I know we didn't get enough time to kind of get it out as a Kingston creative scene that is called Iron Bridge. Thank you so much. History Lessons 101. But yeah, anybody from the solid waste teams would love to just come up and chime in a little bit more along the lines of solid waste management. You can just unmute now and go ahead, because I'd love to hear some more along that line. I hear somebody. Who's that?
Yeah, hi, Joel.
Yeah, man, hearing you.
Yeah, Joel. Hi, guys. All right, so it's a perennial problem. It has been with us from as long as I can recall, and I think all the strategies that have been employed so far are not working. A large part of it, though, is social responsibility. So we as individuals have to start taking action. When we see we need to take action. And I just believe that coming up with the concept in terms of having an app that would not only allow persons to get benefits from participating in the app, also empowering individuals so that they are more aware. Well, they are more driven to take action, because as I had mentioned in the presentation, persons just like, if you are doing a work, if you're doing a job, you want to get paid, you're looking forward to your pay at the end. Why not? Okay, the garbage is on the ground. Okay, take it up. Indicate that you took it up, take a picture of it, send it in. You get a point, you get an award. Then based on the amount of points or awards that you have garnered, you can get a all expense paid trip. You can get a smartphone. You can get benefits from doing it. So it's more about, okay, I'm not just gonna see it there. I'm gonna do something about it because I'm gonna get rewarded. Unfortunately, we don't. It's unfortunate though that we have to take that stance and take that direction. But yeah, we are that type of society. So we have to take a different approach.
Yep. Yes.
Man, may I also chime in? This is
man.
Kadir from Group 7.
Absolutely, Kadir.
One of the main thing too is also we want it to start with the individual themselves, because we don't want the garbage to reach on the road. If you read Ottawa, them say the guy who cures the disease before it even manifests is never spoken about, but the job is done. We don't want to see the garbage on the road. We want you as an individual to say, all right, you just don't drink some water in a water bottle. You don't throw it on the road. You want to put it, dispose of it properly. The wrapper, dispose of it properly, and you earn your points. So therefore, it doesn't make its way onto the road, into the sewer system, into the river. So once we get that done, we know that the environment will stay clean.
Yep, I agree with you there, Kadir. I see you guys over the chat section. I see you saying, I see Romain asking if his him alone feel nervous. Kyle mentioning that he did 3 laps around the house. Yeah, man, the judges them have it hard today. I see a little message as well in the chat that says that I think for solid waste we can incentivize and push authorities and NGOs to help drive the cleanup of the various areas as well, and we push it from the community level in competition. I think most of the stuff, and which is what I love about the pitches today as well, it was so community focused, and it's showing how we're really thinking. Sometimes we just can't wait on government to do everything. You know, if you can mobilize communities and really get them moving and get them up and get them to do things, it's super critical that you can actually move and do things. And that's what I appreciate about majority of the pitches today, how community focused they were. Patrina, what's up, Patrina? I know you may want to chime in as well. Judges are kind of doing some fine tuning now. Yes, so.
Right. I was just going to add to the solid waste argument that's on the table now. What we recognize is that, and it's there, is that in Jamaica, we don't have a problem where we don't have a proper where to dispose of our garbage. None of the 8 dumps that we have here are full, none of them. Our challenge is that our garbage are not being collected and disposed of properly. So even if we encourage persons to say, put your garbage in a bin, right? How many bins do we actually have on the roadside? And when they go in the bins and the bins are full, they end up back on the street, breeze blow them out because the garbage truck didn't come to pick up the garbage. No, we recognize our limitations that, enough money is not being allocated to the NSWMA to get garbage trucks and all of this. And so we're saying, if we can engage private contractors, and we know that the government is doing this, but it's not on a wide scale and persons don't have access to the information. I want a Jamaica where a regular man will go on a farm work program can say, okay, I'm going to buy a truck, I'm going to use that truck here and help to contribute to sustainable development. I'm going to sign up to be a private contractor. And he can just go on the website, fill out a form and say, okay, now I'm going to become a private contractor. And he can, contribute to keeping his country clean. So that is one of the things that we looked at when we were, looking at our proposal. We know that there is the app, but when we went on the app, we saw where, the app just came out 2 months ago. So we're going to give it a little bit of time, but we're seeing where it can be improved. We're seeing where a lot of persons, for example, myself, I downloaded the app yesterday not yesterday, but when I was doing this project, because I wanted to see what was there so I could, form a solution around what was already, there so that we don't have to start from scratch per se. So when I downloaded the app, my main purpose for downloading the app was to look at it, not necessarily to use the app, because I have an iPhone, and if you know, say iPhone look tell people about storage and you need a storage full and the whole story. And I don't want to have this app on my phone taking up storage and all of these things. So when I went on the website, I realized that what they had on the app wasn't on the website. So I'm saying we need to be able to give people the option of not having to download the app to make reports, to make complaints, and to do all of this. So hence the need for the website to have all these, amenities or links or whatever it is. Another thing that we recognize in Jamaica, garbage collectors, they're perceived as certain ways, like their job is not valued, much appreciation is not shown to them. And so we wanted to change that perception, because in other countries, for example, US and Canada, these persons are actually valued and they're appreciated, and it even shows in their stipend or their pay. Now, when you make garbage collection not just a sustainable thing or something that we do to protect our environment, but actually a business where people can invest in it, then people will start to change their perception, because a regular man can start generating revenue from his money that he worked over the years and say, okay, this is an investment or whatever it is. And so the perception will change. And we said that we wanted to encourage the garbage collectors to do their job more efficiently by recognizing them, to say that, okay, persons are able to go online and vote, so that truck here always on schedule, man. So they vote that, okay, or give comments that our garbage collectors are doing a very good job. And then probably at the end of a year or each year, we can select a solid waste management team for the year, recognizing these people, bringing them out into the light and giving them, you know, a sense of appreciation. And that is what our project is all about.
I love it. I think it's just so good that, you know, each of you are so passionate about the different areas. And I'm sure today, you know, and between yesterday and today, giving you an opportunity to kind of just work on it and get the fuel running will definitely push you to even, you know, make these a reality. I see Wembley asking in the chat as well, it would be nice to see a competition to take some of these projects and flesh them out more. And the good thing about it is that, remember, your ideas will form the part of an idea bank. So what that means is whether you place first, second, or third, there's still an opportunity to have the ideas hosted there so that you know, agencies or those who are passionate about whatever it is that you're doing, because especially for me in corporate, there are some causes that we care about, and if we see ideas around it, we'd want to engage the folks who do that. So, you know, all the projects presented will be you know, up for interest, whether it's a corporate entity, whether it's a government agency, whether it's an international agency who may see it and would love to engage on it. So that's a good thing about the Creative Hackathon that we would have engaged with yesterday and today. I'm seeing also some of the other feedback that's coming in from the chat as well. I think Rika was asking, when do we have a follow-up think tank to check in on the cohort on these solutions? That's something that Andrea, Karen, and the team at Kingston Creative are, you know, putting together to get that done in terms of ensuring that, you know, the thoughts were executed on. Checking in with the guys is coming to it's getting there. You know, in between talking to you guys, I'm balancing what's taking place in our chat. We're getting there. I'm excited to know who the winners are, but most importantly, you know, it's quite, you guys have really put the judges in a very tough position. They're working very hard on it right now. Some of the words coming over. Dwayne, I see your hand as well, brother. You can go ahead.
Yeah, so just to add to the earlier points, which I agree with, one of the things is because, you know, a lot of persons don't have internet access in some of the communities. What we need to try and do also is to give them an opportunity to be involved in the whole internet, in the whole Web 3.0, so that they can also participate. I mean, you notice education has taken a real hit when it comes to learning online, because some of these communities don't have readily access to the internet. So what we need to think about firstly, I think, is to ensure we have internet access available to most of these communities, so that they can actually utilize you know, all of these apps we're talking about, all of these websites that we're talking about, in such a way that it doesn't come to them at a cost. So, you know, we mentioned zero rating some of these apps, and also creating like a portal that you can just browse to and you can go in and do what you need to do. So I think that in itself would be a first step, so that all of these projects, all of these great ideas, some of which that we have, we can really get them ingrained in society.
Thank you so much for that, Dwayne. And, you know, speaking of solid waste and environment, the team that worked on that environment pitch, Crowd Data JAM, I think it was, you know, such a dynamic presentation, and especially with climate change, you know, the team of Andre and Terry Saunders. With climate change, you know, it's, I mean, I'm on the record and I'll say what I think, I'm about broad, but I just don't, where climate change and how it's been treated over the years that I've seen it, it's just always treated as the forgotten child, and that is so wrong. You know, climate change is a real thing, and there's so much that we need to do about that. So I don't know if anybody from the team would just want to hop up quickly. You know, we see events taking place, we see people have assigned things are foreign, but then at home it's a different discussion or different actions behind it. I try my best to keep up with, you know, what's happening along the lines of climate change and cockpit country and mining and all those things, you know, but then I can only imagine what it's like for those who are very passionate about it. So I really want to switch the convo before our judges return, a little bit on climate change, because I just always don't get why, why it's such a weird take. Because you can't be saying one thing and then the actions in the country is a different thing. And I know there's a lot of conversations around it, a lot of data, a lot of monies and investment and all that kind of thing. So perhaps I don't know if you want to come up on stage, to talk to me a little bit about that, where that is concerned. Over to you, M.
Yeah, it's a very touchy topic, and I tend to get very impassioned and political when I talk about climate change and how Jamaica is doing in terms of mitigation and adaptation strategies. But I'll try not to do that today. One of the biggest challenges with climate change is that it's such a broad issue, right? It's a very big challenge to overcome. And what we've been failing at is breaking down the different challenges we're having under that broad umbrella. And it's largely an environmental issue. It's largely a human behavior issue. Climate change impacts are heavily rooted in capitalism, and therefore it's an issue with manufacturers, business owners, business operations. All of that is linked to climate change. And in addressing climate change impacts, we would have to get to the root of how business is done in the country, which is why things like mining in the cockpit country is so high and center on our agenda as environmental advocates. This is why the issue with the Maroons is so high on our agenda as environmental advocates, because all of these things are linked. And what we have in Jamaica is a system where government is able to actually skirt around issues because there are loopholes in our environmental laws that allow them to make certain decisions in private, and the public is not aware of what goes into making those decisions. And we see that with Portobello, last 2020 into last year, and we've seen that with a lot of the SMLs, the mining leases and the prospecting leases that are being handed out to these companies. So the solution that we presented, somebody had said it in the chat that it sounds like a solution that puts power in the hand of the people, and forces a sort of transparency and accountability on the government that doesn't exist anywhere in our environmental framework today. So that's really it. We try to avoid saying climate change a lot because really and truly, it would have been difficult to pitch a solution for climate action in that broad sense, but pitching a solution for specific environmental challenges that we are seeing every day, that we are encountering every day, very close to home, gets us a couple steps closer to addressing the bigger challenges that we're seeing related to climate change.
Yeah, that is so solid, Em. That is so solid. And I think, as we move forward around the advocacy, and I know you've been doing a lot of work around this as well. So, it's critical, it's crucial. And I just love the fact that we're so passionate about it and just getting things moving. I think our judges are coming over in a second. Wow, guys, woo, we are almost there. Oh, judges have returned. Yes. What a hard, I see Ruth over there. Whew. Ruth, you want to come in and tell us about that experience, that wonderful experience you had? I see our judges are back. I see Ruth, I see Doris, I see Ewan as well. Everybody nervous in the chat. Wow. As we get everybody back over to the chat section, I just wanted to use this opportunity once more to thank every single body for participating, with the hackathon, for lending your time, for just getting things moving. And we just had such a wonderful conversation a while ago. I know we're supposed to end from a long time, but we just had a wonderful conversation which allowed everybody to delve a little bit deeper into it. Christine, I know you might want to share as well around transport. I don't know if that's what you wanted to touch on for us quickly. I see you. Christine, I see your hand up.
Hi, Joel. You guys hearing me?
Yeah, man, we're hearing you. Yeah, man. In a festive
I just
blues.
really wanted to big up my team. I mean, I see everybody come on, so I just really want to big up my team members. We did a tremendous job. When they said teamwork, make the dream work, that was my team. I felt it, I saw it, and it came forth, and I'm so happy and proud of them. It's something that we're passionate about. It's something that we go through on a daily basis, or parents or aunts or co-workers. And so we're really, just hoping for the best, that this is something that we can really see come forth in the near future.
Thank you so much, Christina. Big up you on the blows. You know, me love you know, you know how we do. I wanted to, before we announce the winners. Well, I announced the winners because I've been posting, so at least I deserve that privilege. I'm so happy I get to do that. Of course, I wanted to, allow the judges to just give us a quick rundown, 30 seconds in terms of, the experience and just putting together and selecting the winner as well. Please do not announce the winner, judges. That have me supposed to do that. If anyone want to announce anybody, may have a war. Well, no, I'm not going to fight. We're here for good reasons. Let me begin with Lastardo. Just a quick, rundown in terms of the whole judging experience and just arriving at the top three for you.
It was difficult. We had to go through a lot of things, a lot of back and forth debating to make sure that we come to the right winners, right? So it was an experience.
I can only imagine. I'm happy I wasn't a part of that. Johan.
Well, I am happy I was a part of it, despite the fact that it was difficult. What I like was the fact that we were able to see such a broad range of considerations and to see the kind of creativity that exists in finding solutions to our daily problems. And it just bodes well for Jamaica as a creative space. Our solutions can be creative in terms of the creative industries, but can also be industrial and technological. So I love it.
Thank you so much, George. Abishai, what's going on your end? What was it like? I know you took in all of this, and very difficult task. What was the process like? And in selecting the top three as well?
It felt good to be a part of it. Hearing that some of the groups literally only had a couple hours, a few hours to put together the pitch. I felt that they did a great job. So it was excited to kind of be able to go through the process of coming up with the top pitches. And we look forward to, seeing them bring these things to life. And even some of them who may not win today, it's not because you don't have a solid idea. So we're really hoping that most of the groups continue with the idea and continue to look and play their part for solutions, so that's what it's all about. So happy to be here today.
Absolutely, and thank you as well, Abishai, for passing through and sharing with us today. Doris, what was that like for you?
Hi guys, agreeing with everybody, it was really difficult. A diverse of very, very important subjects were tackled here. So I think I'm leaving today with hope for the future for Jamaica, because these were all young people who just put amazing ideas on paper in a very real way. So I want to then leave you with the encouragement to take it further. There will only be 3 winners here today, but you're all on the right track. So I'm really hopeful for Jamaica, and thank you for doing what you're doing.
Thank you so much for that, Doris, and thank you for leading all the innovation that's taking place with Kingston Creative as well. Ruth, you couldn't escape. You had to come and talk.
You stressed me out. Okay, so I am really happy for this. I'm thankful for a day without complaining, apathy, frustration. Like I felt inspired. Because there's enough problems and every day will cost and there's enough things going wrong. So I'm grateful for a couple hours of good. I am hoping that even the teams who are not in the top 3, I really hope there's space for the international development partners, the local NGOs that are grant they're able to give grants. Some of the local funding, even if it's small pockets of funding, I want more people to hear and see them, because the pitches I heard today, they can't die like this. With some more coaching, some more mentoring, there might be pockets of funding out there. That I would love to see that.
Thank you so much for that, Ruth. And I felt so inspired as well. You know, just being here with them. Again, I hate to see when we go to social to voice our concerns and vent and all that kind of thing with no action behind it. And today was just so rewarding. I felt like it was just 2 days worth of great things. Friday I had a little packed day for work, and I'm like, no, let me move around things. I just want to be a part of the process, because we are, Rika said it, solutions-oriented individuals. So we all need to stay in touch. As I said before, we have 63 folks on here. Let us stay in touch. Let us network with one another. I really want to find a cool way for us to connect with each other, but we may just flood the chat with our username or whatever. I think one of the great spots to connect with is LinkedIn, but we have people using LinkedIn and Twitter and Instagram and all sorts of things. Best way to connect, follow Kingston Creative and keep abreast of the different things. Oh, Rika saying we didn't take a group selfie. I wanted a group selfie before we announced, because I don't want nobody vex and don't smile and turn on their camera. So can I be taken off the spotlight, please? And all those who would love to be a part of the group selfie, make your way, turn on the camera. I love that Rika is thinking creatively. And let's get our, hold on, spotlight video for everybody. But we just see my face. Wait, the gallery. I'm going gallery. Okay, I'm on gallery mode. Who going to take this? Who going to take the group selfie? Tech, you take the screenshot. May I take the selfie on my phone? So may I go turn around. 1 second. Tech, we're getting that with, you're taking a screenshot of the screen?
It's a screenshot, it needs to be, yeah.
Okay, let me take mine first. So wait, everybody, wait, let me wipe up little.
You might need to take more than one because of the numbers.
Oh.
Yeah, and then dress back little.
Oh Lord.
Let's go. All right, somebody's doing it. I think Kingston Creative has it covered.
All right, let me get mine already. We're good to go. So Kingston Creative, tell us when to skin our teeth. So batch one.
Just keep
Hold on.
smiling.
Greetings all. Okay, greetings all. It will be 3 because the gallery is quite large.
All right.
On my screen, so it will be 3 minutes.
So everybody, we're going to smile for 1 minute straight. Right?
Yes, please.
Beginning in 3, 2, 1. Keep the smile. 1 minute, because you don't know where you might fall.
It depends on the version of the smile. You know? Some smile look more like pain sometimes.
Yeah.
Hold on. Keep it, guys. Keep it. Listen, everybody look to the camera. On looking after the screen. Look to the camera. Camera, please. Camera, so we can see you.
Everybody know they camera there.
You want, calm down. All right, one more.
One more.
Hold on, everybody. Keep it. All right. I think I got everybody.
Oh, whoa.
All right. Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you, team. All right. Miss Karen, do I have permission now to announce our top 3 winners?
Go right ahead.
Woo! I don't want to Steve Harvey, you know. I make sure I type it 10 times in the group to make sure I announce people I'm right. All right. Again, we're thanking everybody for participating in our Creative Tech JA Hackathon. We truly value the commitment, as the judges mentioned, and as you know, the team at Kingston Creative. Even though we only have a top 3 for today, we're really hoping that the projects and the ideas pitched today will come to fruition. All right, I know we've been here long enough. Allow me the honor bestowed to announce our winners for Kingston Creative Createch Hackathon JA 2022. I wanted to also remind the team of the prize packages. I don't know if Andrea is still on with me, or Karen, who can just do that quickly before I announce what third place gets, second place, and first place. Karen, you want to just hop on quickly and remind them of that?
Sure. So the first place team wins $600,000. The second place team, so now you have me wondering. The second place team wins $300,000, and the third place team wins $150,000.
Fantastic, 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 fantastic. All right. After 2 days, let me be a little bit dramatic. I wish I had Rika's essence right now with the poetry. I can't do that. So our third place winners for the Kingston Creative Hackathon 2022 is team number 10, Calcu Kids. Woo! That's third place going to Calcu Kids. I believe their project was on the education. We want to give a big shout out to the team from Calcu Kids. Let me see where the team member them there in the chat section. Remember Suno? Yes, bop. Congrats, Ray. Big up my team. Yes. Congratulations, guys. I know it's been a tough session for the judges, but congratulations to you, Calcu Kids, on winning third place. That's team members Allison Hines, Gabriel McLeod, Zola Hines, Cleon Williams, Andre Stevenson, and Daniel Grant. Congratulations, team. Congratulations. Fantastic project. We will now move on to announce the second place winners for our Kingston Creative Hackathon 2022. I don't mean at the competition, I'm nervous. Give me 1 second. Let me just gather myself. Let me just gather myself a little. All right. Second place goes to team number 4. Team number 4, Crypto Creative Collective, and their project was pitched under Cultural Creative Industries and Ecosystem. Congratulations to team number 4, Crypto Creative Collective. Congratulations. As soon as in the section, yeah man, big up on yourself. Amazing project idea. Congratulations on your second place. Whoa. And the winners. The winning team for Creative Hack 2022. May I try balance between the Zoom and the group chat? I can't manage. I cannot manage. Cannot. The winning team for Kingston Creative Hackathon 2022 goes to team number 13. That's the Crowd Data team on the environment and climate change. Wow, team, congratulations on this one. That's Crowd Data JA. They are the winners of the Creative Hack 2022. And we're talking about team members M. Christie, Andre Hutchinson, and Therese Saunders. Wow, guys. Major congratulations, major congratulations on that. Of course, I want to bring up the team members, the winning team members, one person from each team. Just come up and chat. Let's get third place, second place, first place. Let's hear from somebody from third place first. Can we have a representative hop on up from Calcu, from Calcu Kids? This is a Grammy moment, you know, so come, please. Quick and fast. Any team member from Calcu Kids would love to come on up. No, we have Zola. Okay, great. Who is this from the team?
This is Gabriel.
All right, Gabriel. Yes, please. How does it feel?
Well, first we were not expecting this at all. When we came together, it was just such a diverse group, but we really put our heads together, and I must thank the rest of the team. I thank Allison and Zoe for their inspiration in terms of education. I want to thank Andre for being such a tech designer. I want to thank Cleon for really having an input the entire time, and Daniel for being such a lovely designer. And, you know, we just want to say thank you to Creative Hack JA for giving us the opportunity to come out and to present our ideas on this forum, and for giving us the chance to get third place. And congrats to the other teams. Your ideas were really well done.
Thank you so much, Gabriel, for sharing that. Can we have a representative from the second place team, that's the Crypto Creative Collective, to just share, you know, how does it feel, and you know, to be the second place winners? Anyone want to hop up quickly for us to do that? And that team okay,
right.
Yes, we have somebody.
I'll take it for the team. So yeah, give thanks. The most beautiful thing for us about this, or for me, is that this is work that we were all already involved in and doing, you know? So now it's just like an added boost to say, like, keep doing the works. And, you know, we didn't know where funding was gonna come from for certain things, and now we actually have a pot of money to build out from. So I'm excited. Shout out to every single person. Joan, big up yourself. Jamila, big up yourself. Afe, Idris, and of course Kael. Like, yeah, shout out to the team, and special shout out to them because they had to hold me down yesterday. I was at work, so I'm in the WhatsApp while they're in the Zoom, and so yeah, much love.
Thank you so much, Rika. And of course, our first place winners. Wow, guys, this is just fantastic. We have our first place winners. That's Crowdata JAM, Andre, and Therese. Let's get all three of you up. We're on the day. Looking out for M.
Join me on the main stage.
Guys, please join M on the main stage. This is just fantastic news. We are very elated and excited for this, for your team. Looking out for Therese and
Hi.
Awesome. Looking up for Andre, yes. And we have Terry. Perfect. Guys, you are the winners. Talk to us. How does it feel? What are you looking forward to? Talk to us.
I'm besides myself right now. Like, I have to keep a white my eyes, guys. This is unbelievable. Like, all the presentations were so great. I was at the edge of my seat the whole time listening to the presentations, and I mean, it's really like I promise I can speak. You know, when we just got in the group, it was three of us. It wasn't this three, but it was three of us. Then one person left, and we were told that we were going to be merged with another group. So we're just waiting. And we started to have the conversation, and then we got a third person. So, you know, we met the criteria, we continued. My teammates have very little experience with the environmental matters. So it was very interesting how the conversations went in terms of, you know, sort of bringing me down from this academic place that I've been in with environmental and climate change, and sort of bringing it into the real world. And I really appreciate that. We meshed so well. After after yesterday, when we were supposed to be preparing for the presentation, after finding out that we made it, we made the short list, I couldn't do anything else because my eyes tapped out after about 6 o'clock. So I couldn't read anything. Reading was like not connecting to my brain, so I couldn't like make any contributions last night to the presentation. And they held it down. I woke up this morning to a fully formed presentation that I just went through practice and edit for the presentation. So thank you guys so much for that support. Thanks to Kingston Creative for this opportunity. I was super stoked when I saw environment and climate change as a category. And I said, you know what? I've been having this challenge with NEPA and everybody with data. Let me see if you know, this, we can do something with this. And congratulations to all the other groups that I'm saying it on the Zoom meeting right now. I want to collaborate with Clean JA and the other group that did waste management, because our solution includes waste management. So there's still an opportunity for all the ideas to come together to get this off the ground.
And that is how collaboration, you know, starts. Andre, Therese, any words from you guys as well? as a part of the winning team?
Not much. Basically, we really just ran with M's idea. I didn't have anything directly, any direct plan to implement. So when me and M was talking about the whole situation, and we discussed how we felt about climate change and how it affects us, he came up with from his point of view. So I wanted to support his vision and make it a reality as much as possible, because that's the best way we can get a foothold into at least getting all the information so we can make better decisions.
Thank you so much, Andre. Therese, any words from you as one of the members of the winning team?
So much like Andre, the goal really was to help Emma realize what he was putting out there. And I have very little experience in environment myself. And so I just pitched in whatever way I could.
I really love the synergy of this team. It's just, yeah, it's just, you know, just the fact that teamwork, that's it. Teamwork, excellent teamwork, and just getting things off. Thank you so much, team. Thank you so much, Emma, Andre, and Therese for coming up and sharing, you know, the winning teams, the top 3 teams, and to all the 10 teams that pitched today. You guys are fantastic. You guys are amazing. And we're looking forward to some great work. Again, big shout out to our sponsors, DBJ and IDB, for really coming together and making this a reality. Can I belch in the middle of the thank you? Big shout out to our facilitators yesterday who were fantastic in holding that down and working with the guys and getting things moving. Big shout out to Kingston Creative, the entire team. Listen, this was just a fantastic and well-packed 2 days. Follow Kingston Creative on socials. Remember to do that because there are so many other things coming up. There's also the feedback form to complete. As well. So please do so as soon as possible. Could we have a tech team just drop that link in the chat section so you can complete that feedback form. Me here, say me a good host. Thank you. Thank you. You know, it takes skills for really maintain the energy for 2 days still. I know somebody can go host Grammys or something next. So we have the link that's in the chat now. Thank you so much to our judges. You know, Saturday is a very busy day. We're very happy that you were able to spend that with us. And most importantly, thank you to the Kingston Creative team for conceptualizing and executing on this. Follow the socials. Follow me at Corp Eccentric on Twitter. I'm always up to some social impact. That's how I was able to partner with the team, because I'm just tired of people talking about things and not getting anything done. Big up Karen. Big up Karen Hutchinson for really steering the ship on this one. And, you know, so many people to thank, so many things to do. It's 1:29. We're ending at 1:30 right on the dot. Remember to share anything on your social media, tag Kingston Creative, tag me in it as well. And we are looking forward to another year. You know, we're looking forward to following up with the journeys of the top 3 and the top 10, the 10 pitchers as well, to see, you know, the projects being implemented. We already have collaboration taking place between the 2 teams that, you know, presented on solid waste management, and we're looking forward to that. The fantastic presentations from Taxi Circle to Shoreline Rangers, Mesh Tech, Jam Done Creative, Support Her. Trust me, guys, fantastic work. Looking forward to 2022. Big up everybody. We're out. Thank you so much again for joining us for this session. Thank you. Have a great rest of the day and have a fantastic weekend.